Hey, everybody, welcome to a special episode of the From Corner to Corner podcast. We got Sean, Neil, Adam, and Coach here. Darren on controls. Wes is grounded.
What about Chase Man?
We got Chase down there, too. He's asleep.
And the ball is tipped. And there you are, running for your life. You're a shooting star. And all the years, no one knows just how hard you work. And now it shows. One shining moment, it's all on the line. One shining moment, they're frozen in time. You're welcome.
You've been planning that all day, haven't you?
Well, I've had it pulled up on my intranets on my phone for a long time. Can we do it?
Yeah. That's just what happened to that kid right there. He just splotted.
We're watching the Big Ten championship here.
I thought sure he was going to undercut him.
Steven Adams would have caught him.
He really would have.
He was with one hand. He'd have caught him on his back.
So, he's lucky he didn't fall a little harder on that.
So I was telling you all, maybe the best game I've seen all conference tournament week anyway was Yale and Brown earlier. Those Ivy League schools, man, they get after it. Of course, you know, when you get one of those one bid leagues,
those are always good.
It means more.
Hey,
Duquesne getting in the tournament first time in 50
Dukes.
years.
And you know, it's funny because I felt like that I had seen their name in the bracket in the last 30 years, but I guess not.
No,
Duquesne
said 76, I think was the last time they went.
Really? I'm with you. I swear, I've picked them before.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
Have we fact checked that?
I saw it earlier.
Where is Snoops?
Huh?
Snoops?
I would really like to fact check that. I feel like
I said Snoops.
Oh,
I don't know. What are you
Holy
talking about?
Snopes!
What are you talking about? Snoop.
We need to snoop and see if it's real.
Oh, it's real. I saw it on the app earlier.
You don't know what you saw.
Yeah.
You're old.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
No. So
the Virginia North Carolina State game was pretty good the other night.
nobody cares about Tony Bennett in Virginia except Jason Mays.
Well, I mean, NC State actually beat them. So
Yeah.
and then they went. Then they go. I mean, they beat Duke, and then they beat
Duquesne.
there it is.
Dukaane. I know.
I knew it was the key.
Hey, so Sean, you didn't tell everybody why we have Coach here, because Coach is an expert on those sub 500 teams. He's going to be able to break down all the teams that are below 500 and tell us if any of them have a real chance to win.
Because a lot of them's on Bath County
A
schedule.
lot of them are on Bath
That's
County
just what I heard.
because they're all sub 500.
That's just what I heard.
you want to explain that a little bit?
Nope.
Coach, I just had a
I
great
don't know
idea.
that there's any 500 below 500 teams
77.
in the
I
tournament.
said 76. It's 77.
Okay. See, I told you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I think this year, I just had a great idea, an epiphany, if you will. We should do a schedule release on the From Corner to Corner podcast. I know your schedule's probably already
He
out.
probably already got it done.
Actually, I won't look at it. I've had people messaging me. I'm not looking at it until the state tournament's over. It's over. I'll look at it tomorrow.
What about Sacred Heart? Back to back to back to back. First time ever.
Tough.
Can they go 5 in a row?
No.
Because
No, I'm not going to say that because you have a top 5 player in the nation on your team.
Mhm.
So that anything is possible. I think they lose the big girl inside. They lose the shooter that's going to Louisville. It's going to be tough. People here in Montgomery County aren't going to like this. They're not going to like this.
My man.
I know where you're
They're
going.
not going to like this.
I agree.
But my guy, that's my best friend,
Robbie
Graham. It's his time next year.
I believe so.
If they didn't lose
If they-
Sierra this year, I think they would have beat them this year.
I think if they stay healthy, I think it's his. But you're still in second until you knock the top team
So
off.
you knock the top dogs off.
Hey,
Absolutely.
what about Claire Johnson though? She had a tournament for McCracken.
What did you say? She was the truth.
She,
Move over, Paul Pierce.
I did say Claire Johnson's the truth.
Yeah.
And she had 39 in the semifinal game. That was good, wasn't it, Chase?
He thought it was a good joke.
Yeah.
So I always liked the schools like your McCracken counties.
Yes.
That's why I think they're talking all the time about going to class systems in Kentucky basketball. I don't want them to because it's super special whenever you have you have
one true champion.
one true champion.
It's not like, oh, you were no. one true champion. Now I think Indiana is the only other state maybe that still hasn't won. Is it maybe Indiana? I could be fact checked on that.
I know Ohio goes class. West Virginia does class. I think Indiana is.
That's the only time West Virginia ever has class.
Did Indiana go away from classes? Because I thought they used to have classes.
Maybe.
You know where it doesn't have classes? University of North Carolina, no classes.
No classes.
And if they do, they're fake. They're fake
100%
classes.
fraudulent.
Fraudulent classes.
So it was McCracken versus Sacred Heart?
Yeah, for the second straight year.
Yeah.
So how did that game turn out?
Sacred Heart by 11.
I was going to say Sacred Heart won.
Well, I knew they won.
4 in a row.
I knew they won. Shut up, Chase. I didn't know the score. I didn't know if it was a close game or,
60-49.
Well, since you talked about your guy, Coach Graham, and his Lady Cards, that second quarter doomed them.
They come out on fire, and then when you don't score, any team that doesn't score, that's
It's a mental thing at that point.
Credit to Sacred Heart. That's your defense.
But just to show you how great of a first quarter they had, they were only down 5 at halftime and didn't score a single bucket in the second quarter.
And I remember 3 layups, and if they like 3 crucial defensive rebounds, you're probably up 5 going into halftime. But Sacred Heart, credit them. They're tough.
They're tough.
You mean 6'2" in the middle, going a D1, Louisville signee shooter, the Bender girl, Zakiya Johnson, top 5 in the nation. South
3-time
Carolina,
MVP, 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year.
South Carolina, UConn, all of them.
All the big
offered.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, I think is it the big girl that is a Clark County native?
And playoff.
Yeah.
Winchester, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Breadman says Alaska is the only other state to have a Sweet 16.
Alaska?
Arizona, Alaska, Arkansas. Oh, two. Okay.
Illinois has won the Big Ten championship.
Does Brent Underwood does he look like a guy that might sell you a house?
I mean, maybe.
He looks like when you look at him, you're like, you don't look at that guy and think basketball coach. You look at Rick Pitino and you think mobster.
Hey,
He's got the name for it. Brent Underwood sounds like a real.
Yeah. No, actually, he sounds like an insurance agent. Come down to Brent Underwood.
He works with Brent Weehunt.
Or Brett.
Or Brent.
Whichever one you want to call him.
You said it right on accident.
We got a nice Chili's commercial there.
Chili's,
So what
baby back ribs.
What are you guys looking forward to here in the bracket? Who's your 4s or who's your 4 number 1?
Our 4s. We're going to give out the number 4 seeds. Let's
Okay, our 4s: Duke, Kansas,
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
It's the Blue Bloods. They're going to be the 4 seeds.
And there's got to be one more. Marquette.
Yeah.
No, I think Marquette's a 3.
higher. You'll be higher.
I think Marquette's a 3.
Creighton, maybe.
Creighton's a 3.
I don't know if Creighton will get that now. They didn't do very good in the tournament.
But the 4 1s are Purdue, UConn, Houston, and Iowa State, in my opinion.
I think Iowa State's a 2.
Iowa State just won the best conference.
That is true. I did see where almost between the Big 12 and the SEC, maybe 19 teams from the 2 conferences get in. There's only 68 in the entire.
Yeah.
and almost 20 are going to come from 2 conferences.
Mountain West will get more in than the ACC will.
ACC's rough this year.
It was bad.
Coach, who do we think is going to?
North Carolina State just won it. So.
Who do we think is going to get the Louisville job? I know you were saying Bob Huggins before we went up.
Scott Drew.
I don't know if he will because of what he's built down there.
But is Louisville a step up right now than where he's at Baylor?
Louisville has more resources than Baylor can provide.
Traditionally, Louisville's a better job, absolutely.
Right. Top 10 job.
Yeah, I think they could provide a lot more. I think they're going to pay him a lot more, but is the grass greener? Is there, you just got through probation with Patino. Chris Mack couldn't.
Yeah, but that's all legal now.
That is true.
That's all legal now.
Kenny Payne couldn't do it. Now you want to come in and fix this mess?
Well, they better hope they get this hire right.
Oh, they have to.
Because
that's why they said though they're going big with this one.
You have to go. But look, there's the real estate in insurance. He probably does both. It's probably a real estate / insurance agent.
Throw one out to you. I know you've heard it. Will Wade.
I don't think he gets the Louisville job.
They already ruled him out because of his baggage.
But it's all legal though.
Well, Will Wade was caught on video recorder though. That's
So was Bill Self. The Kansas, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But heck with the NCAA.
Bill Self was caught on video, audio, email, text message.
Carrier pigeon called Bill Self.
And he's still
NCAA
coaching.
themselves saw him doing it right in front of him.
I think Sean Miller gets another job outside of Xavier. I don't know where that job is, but I thought for sure it was going to be Ohio State.
Trying to think what job.
The crazy
who's-
part about it is Ohio State fires their guy.
And what's his
Where'd he go? DePaul?
DePaul.
what's his name? Bobby Hurley's getting ready to get fired, and dude from Musselman is going to take the job at Arizona State.
and then
from
Arkansas
To
comes
leave
up.
Arkansas?
Well, he wants to get back out west.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I can see that one.
I'm just telling you. Getting ready to join the aren't they going to the Big 12?
Yeah.
No chance, though, Bob Huggins takes the Louisville job.
I mean, maybe he takes the West Virginia job.
No, they ruled it out already. So the West Virginia job is James Madison coach. He's the favorite right now.
What's his name?
Mark Bington, however you say it.
Where does Michigan go? I call John Beeline if I'm Michigan.
Does he still want to coach?
I mean, what's he doing now? He ain't doing anything else. Can't make it in the NBA.
He's also old, though.
Should have never left the NBA. I mean, should have never left for the NBA.
UCLA's coach, rumored to go to Michigan.
Ugh.
I like that.
I don't.
I do.
I would rather him go to Louisville.
It's going to be one of those two jobs. Louisville or
Why can UCLA not?
they don't have the NIL. They don't put in resources. And he complained about it all year. He said, y'all want me to go get kids. We can't afford them in the portal.
Because they're a nobody that still thinks they're a somebody.
They think that the tradition recruits kids anymore.
Listen, John Wooden ain't walking his dead ass through the door.
Now,
Mick Crone's best coach in UCLA history.
Yeah. That's not named John Wooden.
I mean,
Let me ask you this. You consider UConn a blue blood right now?
yes,
you have to.
I mean,
Absolutely.
with 5 championships in the last 25 years,
Wes said something.
they're more of a blue blood than Kentucky is.
Wes said something very, very accurate, which
Okay.
doesn't happen very often. That Wes says something accurate.
He's listening, you know.
I don't care. He can't hear. He probably didn't have his hearing aids. Probably whistling.
Don't have it turned up.
Yeah. So, I think there aren't. I mean, your traditional blue bloods aren't really a thing anymore. I mean, as you know, things like the NIL and the transfer portal come in,
More parity.
more parity. Like you don't have to go to Kentucky, you don't have to go to Duke, you don't have to go to North Carolina or Kansas to get paid anymore. You can go. You can go
or
either
on
school.
TV.
Right.
I mean, you can get seen on TV. You can get paid at any school, and 35 plus teams every year can win the national championship.
Well, I mean, it sums it up best. You heard the interview that Nick Saban gave, where he said that Miss Terry, he said every Sunday when they had recruits on campus, they ate breakfast at their house, and Miss Terry would take the moms and say, "Here's what we're going to do for your son.
We're going to take care of him.
We're going to take care of him. We're going to make him a man." And one of the last times they did it, she talked to Nick. She said, "Why are we doing this? They don't care about development anymore. They only care about who pays them the most money."
Absolutely.
I don't think we're too far away if we're not careful, because this is a slippery slope that we're on. We're not too far away from kids transferring mid-season, playing at Kentucky one week and North Carolina the next. I'm telling you,
The
we're
rules prevent that right now. But
right now.
you see kids do that all
Yeah.
the time. Like mid-season, they enter the transfer portal, and it says plans to enter.
We're not
They're quick.
we're not too far with this Pandora's box that we've opened from that being the thing. So you're not even, as a coach, you're not even able to get on kids really, because as soon as you make a kid mad, well, I'm done.
And
There's
that,
no accountability.
right, that's what coaches want in NCAA. Like Kirby Smart talks about in football, Nick Saban talked about it. They just want to know who's on their roster.
Absolutely.
So just give us a 1-year contract and say, if you sign, you're at least with me for a year.
Yeah.
So I know that year you're with me.
Yep.
Right.
Well, how about this? Have them sign contracts. Not even one.
But
You're coming here.
You got to make them employees if you do that.
Oh, you're paying them?
That is true.
That's an NCAA thing, though. And coaches feel that way.
And I feel like the NCAA is useless. There's going to be a super conference that's the NCAA is not going to be able to govern.
And
Yep.
it's the Big Ten and SEC. They've already kind of split their.
Well, I mean, they're the big boys.
Yeah.
Like
You
whatever they decide to do.
sign 2 years, 3 years, 4, but whatever it is, you're doing this or you're paying me back.
Yep.
Well, and it's going to take your SEC and Big Ten, your big conferences, your power, your money to come in and say, no, this is how we're doing things now. and you either get on board or we'll split, make our own collegiate conference, and we'll take over half the teams with us.
Well, you already got one. I can't remember the school now that the student athletes voted in a union.
It was Dartmouth. That's already been put away because they don't do athletic scholarships anyway.
They don't even really do athletics.
They do academic scholarships. So they was like, we can't make you employees because you're athletic and not make the whole school because we don't even do athletic scholarships.
But what I'm saying, you already got one school that's done that.
Northwestern tried to.
You go down this NIL road too much farther, and you get, one's already done it. What happens when the next one decides to do it?
It does
gross.
Give it.
I mean,
athletic
they're
scholarships.
becoming professional players as freshmen in college.
They should.
I know
been paid
you-
under the table forever.
That's why I said, well, that's why I just said, you don't have to go to Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, UCLA anymore to get paid.
No,
You can go to any school and get paid now.
Well, and I know you frowned upon my comment about Caleb and Marvin Harrison Jr. I wasn't dissing them.
hang on. Which one was it?
I was going to say that.
Well, hang on a second. Where I was talking about how they didn't do the combine. All I'm saying is they're starting the next generation of what the combine's going to be. The combine's going to wind up being for the guys that have to find a way to earn their way into the NFL.
But it's always been that. Like Peyton Manning done nothing at the combine. That was in the 90s.
I get that, but it is so much more.
Social media, these
Yeah.
things right here.
Yeah.
Now, see,
They don't have to.
nobody really knew about Peyton Manning because it was 1997, 1998. Now, we can watch live results of people, Blake Corum repping out 225 on the bench press. I can see that live.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you couldn't see that before.
And the way it was sold was, both those guys know they're going in the top 5, right? And
They can improve. They can
Right.
only hurt themselves by
100%. Or
That's
they could get hurt,
Yeah.
or they could, Caleb could go out there and miss 15 targets.
Right. Nothing
I
good
get
comes
that.
from the combine.
He's not dropping past the
The
third
underwear
or fourth
Olympics.
spot, right?
That's what
I mean,
it is.
The underwear Olympics.
It ain't happening. And it's fairly obvious at this point. The Bears haven't said that they're taking him, but they traded Justin Fields.
I was going to say,
They got
taking-
weapons.
if you don't get Caleb Williams, now the fan base is going to be like, what are you doing? Why did we do this?
What if they did all this and then they take Drake May? Drake May, I think, is going to be solid.
He's going to be a good
but
quarterback.
The last North Carolina quarterback they took was Mitch Trubisky. So
they'll
that's gonna
burn the city down.
That's still
in
going to
Chicago.
sting a little bit.
I'm telling you, they will burn the city of Chicago down.
There's the Duke Quins.
What's your perfect scenario of NIL? When you first came out, what were your thoughts of it?
Yes, we're going to get college football video games back.
That was accurate.
My thing was okay, give each play to make it even. Give each 2,500, 5,000 a month.
Yep.
But that's your standard. Not everybody's going to get their own deals of $1 million, $2 million. Each kid, here's your stipend. You can definitely live off that. You don't have to worry about working, but that's even across the board.
But we're talking about 25 to 5,000 for the water polo players.
I think you do it. I think you obviously have to do football and basketball more just because of the income, whatever generates the most income.
Maybe a percentage of income based on each sport.
Absolutely.
Well, football drives the bus. So
and everything.
So
And
football players
basketball
get
after that.
yeah. Football you would have to think would have to be king.
Here's what's going to happen. And Josh Pate, I listened to his podcast. He laid it out perfect. Salary cap's coming in college sports. It's coming. And then you take the money from TV revenue that all these conferences are making, and you put it out if you're a tackle in the SEC, you get X amount of dollars. Don't matter whether you're Vandy or you're Alabama. A tackle in the SEC, you get this amount of dollars.
Yale and Brown.
Well, so
There it is.
ultimately, though, if we do that, Adam, you have to think that there's going to be people that, like Justin Jefferson, for example, in the NFL, he's going to reset the wide receiver market.
Yeah.
So you'll have a player come in. I think of Thibodeau a few years ago. He was a freak coming out of high school.
Yeah.
You're going to have a player like that that's going to, okay, no. I know that you say that this is what I'm getting. I'm worth more than that. I need more money. And then they're going to upset the market.
But that's where the players need to remember, this is not the big payday. The big payday is the NFL, NBA, whatever.
Yeah.
This is just the payday to get you to the payday. So your second contract becomes your NFL contract.
And Thibodeau, case in point, he scared away some teams in the
brand.
because of his brand. You know, his brand was a big deal to him, and that scared them away. But look, you're telling me Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. don't have their brands? I mean, this is the person now, right? These are the people. And the one thing about NIL is these kids are not starving when they come to the NFL now.
Like Marvin,
You know,
girl.
they're
I got 6.
they got money. You know? I mean, they got money,
What,
so
what
they
are we
don't
do?
have to.
We're turning into the Harlem Globetrotters. You're the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Why are you bouncing that off the backboard and let somebody come through and dunk it?
Well, because I mean
They
beating
were up
up on
30
Temple.
points at that point.
Yeah, they were
Andy
beating up
Kennedy
on Temple.
done a great job.
Andy Kennedy. That's a name for blast from the past. So before we get started with this bracket that's going to be
It looks like
unveiled.
it's going to be on time.
Okay, great.
Oh yeah, it's going to be perfect. It
So-
ended actually.
Yeah, they
good
had a
time.
countdown. It's supposed to.
I would say Illinois probably got time to cut down the nets before they hit the locker
How
room.
bad did John Calipari mess up by saying for the last several years that the SEC tournament doesn't matter?
It mattered when he was about not to get in the tournament.
Yeah.
When he needed it to be in the.
Well,
he went to the
I saw
NIT.
a comment today on Facebook. It's like he needs to realize, especially with it being in Nashville, there's a lot of Kentucky fans that becomes their vacation. Like, I'm taking this long weekend, I'm going down to Nashville, and I'm watching Kentucky. So
Shame
for me-
on them for wasting their vacation time. Is all I can say.
Well, but I'm just like, that's how important it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that you think you're untouchable and you got this lifetime contract. Like, you got to remember who you are and what you're doing. Like,
He lost me his first year when he said the greatest day in Kentucky basketball history was have six draft picks. No, the greatest thing in Kentucky basketball history is when you win a championship.
Yeah.
Your draft picks are a byproduct of that.
Yep.
I mean, you're here to win championships. Your job is not to put kids in the NBA.
Yeah.
Your job is to win us a national championship. Then they will get to the to the NBA.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So did you all see that a ticket for Saturday at the SEC tournament on Friday before Tennessee and Kentucky lost was $263.
What- probably $36.
$33
Yeah.
Wow.
after Kentucky lost. It went down to just over 100 after Tennessee lost, and it went down to
Well, I mean, your
33
Final
bucks.
Four was Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, and Florida.
So,
Yeah.
and with Auburn, Florida today, it was 90% Auburn in the crowd.
And listen, this is going might shock you. I agree with Calipari. Conference tournaments mean nothing. Absolutely nothing.
To the fan base, it does, though.
When Duke lost the other day, didn't bother me one bit.
Are you a Duke fan?
Yeah, didn't bother me a bit.
The conference tournament means something because NC State's not getting in unless they
Right.
win it.
It's the combine basically, though.
you know,
Because if you need it, it's great. But if you don't need it, you're only hurting yourself.
Well, see, but I will say that with a good showing in the SEC tournament, Kentucky could have greatly increased their tournament stock.
What about Kansas? They got 5 players on that roster that can legit play.
They can.
They
They only have about 6
they,
total.
they benched 2 of them and said, "I
Well,
want
they
them
had a lot of
big tournament."
They had some serious injuries on that team too, though.
Just the 2 that sat out. That's it. Like
Yeah.
all season, they've played with no bench at all.
They
Yeah.
they go 6 deep.
Yeah, and the one kid they bring in is terrible.
Isn't that
He's
great?
not that good.
I mean, if Kentucky wins the SEC tournament, we're talking about them being a 2 seed instead of a 4 seed.
I don't think so.
I agree with that.
I think 3 is as high as they could win.
I thought if they would have won, they would have got a 2.
I think if they'd have won Friday, they're for sure a 3, no matter what they do Saturday.
Yeah.
I think if they win the whole thing, they would have been the last number 2.
So the big bracket guy, Joe Lenardi,
Joey Brackets.
Joey Brackets, he had Duke as the last 3 seed going into the ACC tournament. They lost. Now they're the best 4 seed.
Yeah.
Like that's all it did.
Yeah.
One spot.
Yeah.
But like if that would have been Kentucky, they would have went from a 3 to a 7 with Joe. Like I don't get it. I think they're just Kentucky bias. Would you agree or not?
Yes.
Neil? Duke can lose. Kansas lost
I
5 in
think-
a row, and they were still in the top 10. Kentucky loses 1 to
To a scrap team.
but still, they just won. Then you come back and beat a top 10 team, but you're still ranked.
I would
29.
argue the only scrap team was Wilmington. And
Or-
Wilmington's pretty good.
Did they end up good? Are they in the tournament?
They were pretty good.
I don't think they're in the tournament.
They were in the tournament last year, right?
I know.
And they
I know.
returned almost everybody.
I knew they were a quad 3 loss for Kentucky. So quad 3, you got to be below top 75, top 100.
There's going to be a lot of teams in this tournament that were 4, 5, 6, and 7 seeds in their conference tournaments, and the 1s, the 2s, and 3s are not going to be there. I mean, Indiana State's going to be the product of
Indiana State's not getting in.
No, they won't.
No, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man, come on.
No.
So I heard I think it was on ESPN the other day. They were talking about Reese Davis on the Pat McAfee show. He said, Indiana State, they got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They call him Kareem because the goggles.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee said, or he's white.
Or he's white.
Or he's white.
He has goggles, but he is white. Yeah. So can it be a combination of the two?
So I have to agree with Breadman here. He said conference championships matter because of momentum.
Uncle Mo.
Momentum going into the tournament does mean
but you
a lot.
still, all the momentum you build up to Saturday, Sunday, whenever your final is, you still lose it because you're not playing until Thursday.
They're going to have that momentum. Like NC State's going to have that momentum, and then they're probably going to put them into one of the play-in games in this thing, and they won't make it past Tuesday or Wednesday.
Can we talk about this CBS crew for a second?
Clark
Kellogg and
like that suit?
no, I don't. And Seth Davis.
Yeah.
They suck.
Jay Wright's good.
Jay Wright looks 10 years younger since he's not coaching.
That's a name to watch for Louisville.
TV makeup will do that.
I'm going to give you 1 out of 2. I like the suit. I don't like Clark Kellogg.
Clark Kellogg's like, I look at him like Kirk Herbstreit. And what do you know? They went to the exact same college.
And as a Florida State football
They've never
fan,
done
I don't
anything
like Kirk.
that get great jobs.
I like his suit, but I don't like him. You don't like his suit?
It's okay.
You wouldn't wear that with
I
your
like
shirt
that.
together?
I like that pocket square better.
That would go perfectly with what you have on.
Adam Zucker.
Put that up blazer over the shirt.
No, the pocket square right there.
Just don't seem right
I
without
like
Greg
it.
Gumbel on the show.
It doesn't. The East UConn.
So does that mean they're the
They're the number one overall seed. Yeah.
Because they're the only one that won their conference tournament, I guess. Oh, gosh.
And they're going to play a play-in game. Bet me.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
I think we ought to just make it all play-in games, and we have 172 teams or how many ever. It's all play-in games.
Well, they're trying to extend the field.
Oh, they're not. Look, it's not playing.
Stetson with their first
Stetson
appearance
Bennett.
ever.
You see that 4 seed down there that's got to go Spokane, Washington? That's going to be Duke. And I don't like Duke having to travel across country.
But you just said they were top number 3. Top number 4.
Top 4. That was before.
So shouldn't they? So shouldn't it be the top 1 gets the worst 2, the best 3, and the worst 4?
I don't know how that all
I don't
works,
either.
honestly.
Oh, look at Dusty May.
Florida Atlantic did make it.
Oh, they were going to make it. They were safe.
Well, they better enjoy it because Dusty May's going to be gone.
Yeah. He's getting one of these Big Ten jobs.
Northwestern.
Okay, it's going to be a Big Ten battle right off the bat for Dusty May.
Look, see that right there. Look,
Is Chris Collins still the coach
I
at
don't know.
Northwestern?
Chris Collinsworth,
No, just Collins.
maybe Pat Fitzgerald. Spokane. Let's see. Are you going to speak it into existence?
If they avoid this 4, I'll be really happy. I'll be really happy.
But it's the East, so
San Diego State's your first 5 seed to get beat. We ain't even seen their appointment yet.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
It's the East region, but you're playing games in
UAB.
Spokane.
See, I just told you.
That's what I said. Like you have to.
That doesn't make
It's the. Why is it that way? Like we have to get more. Go, Bruce Pearl. He's like, you got it, buddy. He's like, I don't care where we go now. We're just not going to Spokane.
Yeah.
Man, Auburn UConn be a pretty good game.
I mean,
No,
I don't think Auburn makes it.
I don't either. I don't either. Okay, Omaha, Nebraska. I'd be okay with Omaha.
I'm going to do a bracket all
now,
chalk.
all 4 of these games are at Omaha
BYU.
in the East region.
I bet there's going to be some soaking in Nebraska. A little earthquake action. Tsunami better watch out.
Splash.
Duquesne.
The Duke Queens.
BYU's scary good, though, if they're
Yes, they
hitting.
are.
Yeah, there
If
is.
they're hitting, they're
They're hitting all right.
Illinois. All right.
Hey, can we get rid of their mascot? Can we be
The Fighting
politically
Illini?
correct? How politically incorrect is that?
The Fighting Illini?
Yeah,
What is an Illini?
exactly.
Yeah,
That means they're going to get Western. Watch and see.
Kentucky and Duke's in the same bracket.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And they're going to meet in Sweet 16.
Preston Spradlin and Warrior State next year.
No. Preston Spradlin will be somewhere else. Omaha.
Washington State. Big turnaround for them this year.
I wonder if the flag's flying.
It's always flying.
Big Coug or whatever they call it.
Kyle Smith's about to get another job.
So yeah, you mentioned that the other day.
Well, I mean, there's not a Pac-12 anymore, so.
Yeah, he's going to go to Washington or Stanford.
Drake.
Who's the 2 seed? Call it.
Iowa State.
Nah, Carolina.
North Carolina.
Iowa State. He called it. So it is North Carolina's the number one.
I mean,
Has to be.
Come on. I am a wrestling god, and I'm pretty good at guessing. You can't be happy for Iowa State, right? You just drew the number one overall seed in your bracket,
And you just survived the best conference.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
and look at look at them all with the
The
Jordans on.
Jackrabbits.
South Dakota State.
So we got the Soakers and the Jackrabbits in the same part of the bracket.
Listen.
That's a good time in Omaha.
Better
And
clean them
Moorhead
sheets.
State.
Oh,
Better clean them sheets. That's all I gotta say.
hotel workers going to be busy.
Yeah. I mean, is this that region is UConn's to lose, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
UConn's and Iowa State.
UConn's the best complete team to go back to back since Florida.
And Danny Hurley looks like
he's going to kill somebody
he might
on the court. He's going to kill
You said
somebody.
the other day, come down here, you'll get hurt.
Yeah.
Who says that?
But
Then he said I was telling the fan that this security guard would hurt him, not me.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
but you can only do that if you're winning. If Danny Hurley is losing at UConn and says that, they crucify him probably. Yeah. But now that he's winning, it's like, it's fine. That's just coach.
Well, I mean, he said it years ago when he first took the job. You better get us now because you're not going to get us for long.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you see UConn versus
Illinois.
Yeah.
Jay Wright.
Jay Wright wants some Moorhead State love.
He does. Where do you think Preston Spradlin may go, Coach?
Marshall.
Ooh, that'd be a good move for him. Similar area, bigger conference.
You think D'Antoni is going to leave Marshall though?
Mike?
His brother,
Rick?
Dan.
I was going to go Dan next. I was going down the D'Antoni brothers.
I mean, he might. He's been there 10 plus years, maybe.
May not have a choice.
Yeah.
Commercial break. So,
Well, yeah, we got a region. We go on commercial break.
No chance Preston goes to West Virginia, or it'd be a small Power 5.
Maybe. I mean, I'll be all right with that.
maybe they'll just – Neil Brown's doing so well. Maybe he'll just coach basketball too.
Speaking, I sent the other day that he got that contract extension.
Mm-hmm.
Look into that contract extension. He
Okay.
took a pay cut to get 2 more years, and said that money was going to go to his to his assistants. So he wanted his assistants
Well, there you
paid
go.
more. Now, is that Neil Brown just saying that so his taking a pay cut don't look as bad? Maybe.
Has to be, right?
Well,
He's
but
had one
if the
good
money
year.
truly goes to his assistants,
Said it's like a
Yeah.
$400,000 pay cut.
There you go.
Calipari's not taking a pay cut.
No. He needs to take a
now he'll probably get another extension.
You all gave him. How can you get an extension from a lifetime contract?
but
Is it like the prison system where
where you get 2 lifetime
two lifetime sentences?
We're giving him double lifetime contract. How's this going to work?
It's Mitch Barnhart. He really loves him.
Well, because
Coach?
listen, I'm gonna be honest. John Calipari saved Mitch Barnhart's job,
Yeah,
so he owes him a little bit. He feels like.
Coach. Speaking of Mitch Barnhart, who's going to be the UK women's coach?
Look out for Florida Gulf Coast's coach and Marquette's coach. Look out for those two.
I
names.
saw Florida
heard
Gulf
Matthew
Coast-
Mitchell's
Mitchell.
name.
I heard
Matthew
he's
Mitchell is
fit, but
back.
I don't see it.
Where did he go?
He
just
health problems.
Health problems.
Like legit health reasons.
So he's healthy now.
Yes.
You know my favorite. I mean, he's getting back into coaching. You know my favorite part of the NCAA tournament is seeing the losing team's fans cry. I love that.
Who was it a few years ago? Was it North?
Oh my God!
It was the Northwestern kid. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
He probably got a full ride scholarship. for that.
Probably.
Pizza Hut. Sean, why didn't you get us Pizza
I
Hut?
thought we were
tonight?
getting pizza.
I got one response to that.
Well, you
You
listen.
messaged and I said, sub sandwiches, pizzas, pretzels. My people got with your people.
Anytime
I'm
you
going to go through Mayor Hell from now on.
there is nobody more than me. Maybe Darren. You don't have to pizza? Yes, the answer is always yes. Darren, am I right?
That's right.
I don't have to give you an answer because the answer is always yes.
Second that.
Third that.
Third that because Darren's second.
And listen, if there's a topping on it I don't like, I'll either eat it anyway or I'll pick it off. I ain't never met a pizza pie I didn't like.
A pizza pie.
While we got a commercial break, you want to tell them about our bracket challenge we got going on?
No, he's talking about the one on ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN bracket challenge.
Yeah.
Not that one.
I'm sorry. Oh, we got a couple of them going on, right?
Well, hurry up. Because
Hurry up! We got 30
So
seconds.
it's out there. It's on our Facebook page. It's free. No passwords.
We did it for the community.
And the community.
Yep. Join it. See if
For
you
the
can-
community.
see if
Hey,
you-
we're now going to do the South. Let's see.
Houston.
I'm getting good about this.
Houston, number one.
The Cougs.
Kelvin Sampson might actually get him one this year, I think.
I don't think so.
No, I think he'll be the second number one seed out.
You think so?
Purdue.
So
Yeah.
Breadman has predicted this is where Kentucky comes out with Houston.
Okay.
You got the Houston part right.
So look, this one makes more sense for Duke because they're playing in Brooklyn. So this 4 seed,
Brooklyn.
I mean that's Duke North.
Longwood. Oh, they should be in the other region.
You know what their mascot is?
I could guess.
Longwood. There's a Longwoods.
That's fantastic. I was going to say woodpeckers. The Longwood.
Oh, Sean!
Oscars. Big Red. Look, they're excited. Look at that guy. He looks like Joe Kim Noah. He doesn't
really
play
does.
anything like him, but I bet he looks like him.
He does have the hair.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Texas A&M.
Mm.
Houston versus Texas A&M.
right off the bat.
Coach, how do you feel about Buzz Williams?
Like him.
I love Buzz.
Like him.
So Texas A&M was one of the bubble teams. So for them to be a 9, the committee couldn't have seen them as a bubble team.
Well, I mean, like the SEC tournament helped them.
Joey
Yeah.
Brackens don't know nothing. Oh, here we go. Who's going to come in the 5? Brooklyn. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Who just played and lost.
To Illinois.
What they put up, 85?
I don't know. 89.
I mean, they took out Purdue.
Is Purdue your final one seed?
Yeah. No, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I think so.
Listen, here's the 5-12 upset right here. James
Madison, the Dukes, baby!
It could happen. It could happen.
I hope he does, because then it's going to make it look that much better when West Virginia hires him.
Look how I love it. Teams like that. They knew they were going to be in the tournament. They're so excited. Like, yeah, they called our name.
And I mean, they beat Michigan State earlier in the year.
But who had
Call your 4 seed. Kentucky or Duke.
It's Duke, 100%. And I won't be mad about it. I'm just saying. Told you, Brooklyn. As soon as I saw Brooklyn, New York, they done us wrong last year and then put us in Charlotte. They sent us to Pittsburgh, so they had to make up for it this year.
Depends on who's shooting there. It might be Bricksburg.
Well,
Vermont.
Vermont,
The Catamounts. 3 straight years.
So I seen earlier today, first time since 2007, Duke has entered the tournament on a losing streak. That year they got beat by VCU in the first round. So come on, Catamounts, I need you to lay down.
Texas Tech at the 6.
And look, Indianapolis, it's shaping up for Kentucky to go in here as the 7 seed.
NC State.
So NC State is an 11 seed.
there's
So
a
they're
six.
one
Had
of
to
the-
have been a
they're
bubble
one of
team.
the last ones in.
Yes.
I honestly expected them to get a play in.
Who's the 3 here? Creighton?
Maybe.
Tennessee.
Marquette.
Ooh, Shaka Smart.
I think Tennessee's.
Can
gonna
y'all
be-
stop talking and talking,
Jay Wright.
Good gosh, what do you know about basketball? Kentucky!
Whoa!
Whoa!
3 seed.
In Duke's bracket.
I know we did. But instead of a Sweet 16, we're looking at a Elite 8.
Yeah, to go to the Final Four.
Woo, baby.
I know Duke's not getting there.
I don't know that Kentucky's getting there. Oakland.
Oakland.
Let's go, Oakland!
Their coach just celebrated 40 years.
Did he ride a bull?
Well, he won a conference tournament.
Florida.
Florida.
That's a low seed.
I don't know that they can do much without.
I don't know
their
that
center.
they're not going to beat the 10 seed here. Boise
Oh,
State,
Colorado.
Colorado.
State or
That's going to be Colorado.
And Florida can win that game even without their big.
Yeah, maybe.
Colorado, too streaky. That's why they're a 10.
Who's the 2 seed here?
So that's the first time they've had a play-in on
Is it
the
going to be
10
Tennessee?
line.
So we're gonna-
use it on 11. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 11.
Normally it's either an 11 or a 16.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Tennessee? If this is Tennessee and they have 3 SEC teams in the bottom half of this region,
It's got
get out of town.
Indianapolis. It's
Marquette.
Marquette.
Oh,
That's
And Kentucky's got a loaded bottom bracket there.
but it's not terrible.
it's not. You don't hate it.
No.
Yeah, well, Marquette has fast guards, and Kentucky struggles against
yeah,
fast
but
guards.
they've been playing without Tyler Colnett. I don't know if he's going to be ready for tournament or not.
Western Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay.
So we don't play a Kentucky team unless we get to the Sweet 16.
And Western ain't going to be in the tournament that long.
Well, shot
They
the
still
smoke's
put
not
them in
having
our
a
bracket.
tournament.
I think the top half of this bracket is more loaded than the bottom half.
I think that's the best. One of the best brackets Kentucky could have hoped for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a region of death for Duke. You gotta sell,
I mean,
you gotta sell it like it's a big deal.
I could see Wisconsin coming out of that right there.
No.
I'm going Houston, A&M. I'm going James Madison
Me too.
with the upset. I'm going Duke.
That sounded good coming out of your mouth, Coach.
I,
Go ahead and say it again.
Longwood.
I got NC State, Kentucky. I got Florida beating whoever wins. I got Marquette.
NC State could be a matchup problem for Kentucky.
Oh, yes, they could be. Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
Here's my thing. Kentucky either they don't make it past the first weekend, or they make it to the Final Four.
I think NC State loses their momentum right there against Texas Tech.
It's going to kind of be feast or famine.
Texas Tech's one of those teams too, though. Like they'll blow teams out that they shouldn't beat, and then get ran house by West Virginia or somebody. Huh?
I didn't see Kentucky get the 3.
I
I thought
didn't
they would
either.
put them at like a 4.
Like always, the committee babies
Shut
them.
up.
Committee babies them like always.
Wasn't there a time like Duke didn't play into like the Final Four outside of like?
It was like a 30-mile radius.
Yeah, like
When you're the best team, you get to do that.
Well, that's true. Look at that good. Is that the Catamounts?
They won't be that happy come
It might have
what
been
day was that?
Stetson.
Stetson Bennett's?
Yeah.
The fighting Stetson Bennett's?
Yeah.
Who still has college eligibility left, by the way.
He's got to get out of rehab to go.
Well, he does.
Sean West says you're wrong. UK doesn't like to be bullied, and fast guards will keep up.
Tell Wes it'd be real nice if he was here on the microphone saying that.
I'm
Come
not
down to the
wrong.
studio and say that on the microphone, Wes.
I'm not
Say it to my face, Wes.
They struggle against fast guards defensively. They've
Well, they
done it
struggle
all
against
year.
anybody defensively.
Yeah.
first weekend or Final Four, no in between.
I would tend to agree, Coach. And I like it that UConn's on the other side
Yeah, you won't even see him till
to
championship.
the championship game.
But if Coach is right and they get out of the first weekend, they go to the Final Four, UConn's not the team you want to see in the title game.
Well, no, but
But does UConn want to see Kentucky at that point?
I mean that'd be
Well, I
like
mean-
Kentucky is loaded when they play.
The last two times
They
UConn's
lost.
seen Kentucky in the title game, it's turned out pretty good for UConn.
Third time's the charm, man. Good.
I mean,
look, quit throwing daggers.
Listen,
That's what
Danny
I
Hurley's
know. I've seen
four-
2 losses to
It was Final
UConn,
Four
but I
one
thought
year
there was
and
a
then
third.
championship
Listen,
game.
Danny Hurley's no Jim Calhoun or Kevin Ollie, okay?
Danny Hurley might murder Calipari on the sideline. He really might.
He
Hey,
can coach. He can.
He's quietly making UConn going to be one of those forces every
I
single
don't think
year.
it's quiet.
Not very quiet.
Yeah.
Dan Hurley is the opposite of quiet.
He's like the reincarnation of Bob Knight.
That's a good one.
You know what? Go Vermont. Go Vermont.
You know what? I'm about sick of your attitude right now.
There's the door. Gordon Longcock will see you out, or John.
Gordon Johncock.
I did Longcock, and we just got
No, it's
canceled.
Longwood. It's
Longwood.
Longwood.
Dang it! Too many woods and cocks and longs and shorts.
And I was so close to getting on the picture, man. I just got kicked out. I thought everybody hated Duke and Kentucky.
No.
We just lost 2 viewers on that one.
Sister Teresa, I'm sorry. I wish you would come back and give us another shot.
Who was the one nun from? Was it Loyola, Chicago?
Yeah, where she did the
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean, stop watching on that.
Sorry, sister.
Loyola Chicago or Loyola.
One. Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah.
Life-changing opportunities. So I'll take this opportunity to say that the From Corner to Corner bracket showdown challenge is going to start on Thursday as well. This year, 32 cartoon characters will enter the tournament. Only one will survive. One. Nobody else is going to acknowledge?
One.
Nobody else is going to acknowledge the tribal chief?
One.
I mean, listen, you said for the community 17 times, okay?
One.
So, be on the lookout. Darren's working up some good graphics. He doesn't know the cartoon characters yet. I haven't given that list to him, but he will before long.
He's going to give them to me Thursday morning
No.
at about 9 o'clock and say, I want this to drop at 10.
I would do it Wednesday night. It may be midnight, but I'd do it Wednesday night. No, I got the list ready. So as soon as we're done here, I'll send that to you.
We just have to get some
We have
seating.
we're going to figure out. You and I'll figure out how we're going to seed it. But we have 4 regions. We have 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. We'll do 60s, 70s, 2000s, 80s, 90s. That way we can have one from each era enter the Final Four. Only one will be left.
We're going to do seating or just random?
Well, we got to do seating.
Once you see the list, I think it'll be
Purdue in the Midwest.
Well, who would have figured that?
Would that be right? You think?
No, Carolina's
got the other one
Yeah.
on the bottom left.
in the West.
They have to at this point.
I mean,
Yeah, they're heading out west.
Yeah. Because we've done East, South, and Midwest.
Purdue playing in Indianapolis.
Montana State, Grambling State.
Hey,
See, here's what I don't like. Grambling State won their conference. They should not have to play a playing game.
Montana State also won.
I know, like that. That is so unfair. It's like, hey, thank you for winning your conference.
If you get an automatic bid, then you got an automatic bid.
A play-in on the 10 or 11 line, then make them all that way. The 6 teams, when they win their conference, should be able to play.
It should be the last 8 teams that you're talking about.
That's the one
getting
thing
in.
about it is it does give them an opportunity to win an NCAA tournament game.
Utah State. That might be the team to beat Purdue. It really might. They're good.
Purdue's got to prove they can get out of the first round first.
They didn't win their tournament though, did they?
No,
They got in on an
Mountain
at-large.
West is good.
Yeah,
TCU.
Yeah.
The fighting
that's a tough match.
Jamie-
Utah State right there.
Jamie.
Utah
Jamie
State.
who? Jamie
Dixon.
Dixon. What?
You got behind kind of Salt Lake City.
And
Gonzaga.
As a
Gonzaga.
I mean, they weren't very good. They beat Kentucky though.
That was it though. Like they won that game and they won.
Oh, wait, baby. That's what they won.
Like it's a 5 seed.
Look. Oh yeah, he's
feeling.
he's happy.
There ain't nobody going to pick Gonzaga to win that game.
Gonzaga will. Mark Few will.
Spokane, Washington will.
Salt Lake City, Utah. The Utah Jazz coming in with the 4 seed.
They're not that good.
They're not actually.
Kansas.
4. They failed.
They were on the 3 line before tournament.
I can see
They got blew
McNeese
out
coming
by
out of
20.
that entire thing right there.
Sanford,
The Bulldogs.
which by the way, Claire Johnson, who we talked about in the girls' state
The truth.
tournament, she is going to Sanford.
Claire the Truth Johnson.
Claire the Truth Johnson.
Move over, Paul Pierce. Getting stabbed 8 times.
Is Mark Pope still there?
Mark Pope is at
BYU.
BYU. So Mark Pope is in the tournament.
I'm going McNeese and I'm going Kansas. I got Kansas coming out of that top.
No, I think McNeese may come out of the top.
You think?
They're good. The
A
Gamecocks.
6 seed. That's low.
That is low.
That's low.
But they're excited.
But I mean, they were ranked what, 18?
That's insulting low, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah. They were ranked 18, and they're a 6 seed.
Ooh.
That's going to be a good game.
And did Oregon just win their conference tournament?
Yep.
Yeah, but they were on the outside.
I know, but-
And
NC State.
they took Arizona out.
Creighton's a 3.
The Blue Jays.
They're no longer. What are we doing?
Gritty.
Guitar gear. Guitar gritty.
We're doing the The Guitar Hero.
Got to crank it up there. Get the,
Akron,
Akron.
14.
The Zips. What the heck is a zip? That's on your jeans.
that's what it is. That's what Akron is.
Zip.
It's a. Isn't there?
Zip it up.
Aren't they a kangaroo?
I don't
Isn't that the?
Texas is a 7.
Ole Miss. Ah, dang it. I was hoping.
How does Tony Bennett get in? Because that means St. John's probably out.
Well,
I told you earlier St. John's is out.
They were a 3 seed in the conference tournament.
So the
ACC's
10 line
fair.
is your playing game this year.
Yeah.
Only in this only 2 conferences.
That's
Yeah, but
2
they always do
brackets, and then the
16.
other one's
That's-
16.
That's ugly any way you want to look at it. Virginia is not, like you said, they're not.
Colorado State, another
Tennessee is a 2. Ooh, that is a Tennessee Creighton matchup there in the Elite 8. I mean in the Sweet 16. Tennessee could come out of that bracket. Out of that region.
Anytime Dalton Connect's taking the floor, I'm not betting against them.
What if they're playing Duke?
I say what I said.
St. Peter.
St. Peter.
Oh, they got St.
Tennessee's
Peter's
going home.
It's over.
No, that's only against the UK when that happens.
So it's the Midwest. The Midwest is on the same. So could we see a Kentucky-Tennessee Final Four?
No.
Allegedly, yeah, you technically could.
You technically could.
Man.
You forget Rick Barnes is still the coach of Tennessee?
I know, and his contract doesn't allow him to coach very far into March.
Right. It's almost vacation time.
It is. He's already planned it. He's like, no, honey, we'll be free the second weekend of the tournament.
We'll be good.
I got Kansas coming out on the 4 line.
Gosh,
It's going to depend on the health of those players.
I got Utah State coming out of that top.
McNeese, man.
Utah State.
You got Utah State beating Purdue?
Yep.
I mean, Purdue, I don't expect them to get to the Final Four, but they can get past Utah State.
Purdue's last 3 tournament losses have came in the first round.
I know, that's what I said.
They lost to St. Peter's last year in the second round or third round, whatever it was.
Well, they've never
They
made
don't
like
make
that.
out first weekend.
Yeah.
I got Oregon, Creighton,
I think Tennessee or Creighton come out of this.
Texas,
come out of this region.
Tennessee.
They lost
I think
St. Peter's in
Creighton
the
or
second
Tennessee.
round, Sean.
Huh?
It was second round.
Yeah,
St.
they
Peter's
got
beat
Kentucky,
Kentucky, and then
Then beat Purdue.
Then who was the other team they beat?
What happened to Stash that was
no,
there
they
last
lost in the third round.
Oregon's coming out of that.
You think so?
year? Oregon over Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to your SEC bias?
It's only Kentucky bias.
Oh.
Except it's football. SEC is the best conference.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a Florida State man, but I do acknowledge the best.
Big Ten's catching them, though.
Not even close.
I think the Big Ten's catching them.
You got Michigan and Ohio State. Who else you got?
Penn State. And now you've got
Yeah,
Oregon.
Penn State.
Now you've got Oregon,
Can't
Washington.
count Penn
The
State.
fighting James Franklin's.
Better than the clapping Jerry Sandusky's that they used to be.
That was good. That was really good. I got a hair hanging somewhere. I can't figure out where it is. That was really good. The clapping Jerry Sandusky's. That's a fantasy football team name.
It really
The
is.
clapping Jerry Sandusky's.
That was good.
Somebody on the McAfee show last week, I forget who it was, but they asked him about what kind of college offers he had coming out. He said, "Well, I had Kent State."
He had a scholarship to Kent State.
Yeah, he said,
and he had to gamble to get
yeah, he had that. He
Mhm.
had a West Virginia offer. Then
after
said-
he gambled to go to
after he gambled to go to the kicking camp, and then he said, "I had a Northwestern offer. Thank God that didn't work out." And then he said, "And Penn State chose another kid from the other end of the state. Thank God for that." He's like, "Because some stuff's came out of those locker rooms. I don't want no part of."
Oh shoot, that's terrible. That's terrible,
So
Terry.
go back to your point real quick. You said conference tournaments don't matter. Kentucky got the 3 seed. Auburn won and got the 4 seed.
Like I said, they don't matter.
I get it. I mean, I can see the valid argument with it.
With Kentucky being a 3, I will double down on the fact that if they win the SEC tournament, they would have got a 2 seed.
But they didn't, and the team that won is a seed line behind them. So
You can make points for both. I see it. I mean,
I think ultimately a lot of it's done because what drives the bus? Money drives the bus. So we're going to see. We know that there are fan bases that
Kentucky
travel, and we got potential matchups. I mean, how many times in the NCAA tournament do we see Kentucky and Duke in the exact same region? Because the hope is maybe we can get Kentucky Duke
yeah,
maybe in the
because it sells tickets. And we
And
can
what-
see that stupid Christian Leitner shot 9,000 more
you're
times.
going to see that anyway.
I know, but
It's
9,000 more
it's
times.
tournament
I'm
time.
surprised
You're
we
saying
didn't
that
see it when the show came on.
They're saving it for Thursday.
And then the May shot for North Carolina when
Oh,
they had
yeah.
Malik Monk and Fox.
Was it Sean May?
Luke.
Luke
Luke
May.
May.
Drake May's brother.
What a terrible.
These are real.
Yeah.
He didn't even look like he should be a good basketball player.
Oh, he was terrible. Wore eyeliner.
Christian Leitner then tweeted out, "Luke, I am your father." After that game, yeah.
Christian Leitner. Have you seen what's? It's a Continental Tire commercial with Grant Hill and Christian Leitner, and it talks about making a pass.
I have seen it.
And Grant Hill says, "I made a pretty good pass back in '92," and he throws the ball down the court, and of course Christian Leitner catches it and smiles right in the camera, and he turns around and shoots it.
What
I
did he
have
go
seen
10 for 10 that game? Didn't
Yep.
even miss a free throw.
Didn't miss
either.
free
Listen,
throw. Didn't miss free
Christian
throw.
Leitner gets a lot, especially in this area, gets a lot of criticism. Dude had a solid NBA career too. Like he's like a 12, 14 point average for his career.
He was on the dream.
He was on
team.
the dream team.
Well, and please listen to the dream like Michael
Yeah,
Jordan.
they didn't
Like,
want him
why
there.
was he there?
Why was the college kid there and Shaq wasn't there, right?
Because he won Player of the Year.
So
Oh, here we go.
Carolina's your 1 seed, right?
Carolina has to be.
Like-
Because Iowa State's already off the board.
Unless
It
it's Arizona,
So
could be Arizona. You're right.
North Carolina.
Arizona will be the 2 seed here.
Yep. Of course, they get to play in Charlotte.
Right. Big stupid. Big bums. In the West region. Let's play in Charlotte.
Makes sense.
Nothing says West like Charlotte.
Howard and Wagner.
Howard. Seth Towns is on Howard. He's in his 8th year of college basketball.
Good for him. That's like Chris Winkie
He
level.
started at an Ivy League school. I can't remember which one it was.
Chris Winkie won the Heisman with 32.
Mississippi State with an 8.
He was like 32 and won the Heisman and got drafted by the Carolina
Florida
Panthers.
State,
Yeah.
baby.
Brandon
Michigan
Brandon
State.
Williams.
Michigan
in?
State.
Ooh, so St. John's definitely in Michigan State.
No,
You
they're
think
not.
that's just because Izzo's retiring? Gave him a little bit of.
Maybe.
Is Izzo retired?
I think he
mean,
does.
he's been really emotional these last few weeks.
Well, he'll be really emotional whenever Mississippi State puts him out.
Then he got
The
a son
Gales.
third.
And they always get a 5 or 12 seed.
Well,
So every year,
they're really
every
good.
year they're a 5
They're
or 12.
good. This
They're
year.
really good this year.
Yeah.
They beat Gonzaga 2 out of 3.
Well, I mean, Gonzaga's not that good.
But that's still the 2 top of that.
The 2 big boys. What about Gonzaga and St. Mary's? Both 5 seeds.
Grand Canyon.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Dan Marley's?
Bryce Drew's the coach.
I know, but Dan Marley was. He was like their first coach.
He was?
Yeah. Thunder Dan.
They
Not to be confused
they-
with Thunder Buddies.
they play pretty fast paced too, don't they?
And they
That's
got,
going to be.
It's not even a real college.
That's going to be 2.
it's online college.
Like, it's not even a real
That's
college.
going to be 2.
They have one dorm. It's
contrary
basketball.
styles. against
I'm
each other.
sorry for anybody that
Alabama.
that goes to Grand Canyon University. I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to knock your school.
What?
I did
But
not
if they're
know it was
going to-
only online.
Is
Is it really?
No, I think they do maybe have some sort of, but it's mainly online.
I mean, if it's Grand Canyon and they're listening to this show, they're probably doing online courses. So
Right.
they're like, you know what? You're right.
They are telling the truth. Those guys on the From Corner to Corner podcast, they do tell the truth. Clemson.
Clemson gets the 6.
Bunch of garbage ACC teams getting in this tournament.
Is that 3 now?
No, more than that. Duke,
North Carolina.
North Carolina,
NC State.
NC State.
Virginia,
Virginia, Clemson.
Clemson.
Oh, 5?
5.
And they were talking maybe 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Mexico
Versus
wins
New
that
Mexico is
That
11.
look, Richard Pitino and New Mexico kept St. John's out. I'm telling you.
By winning the conference
Yep.
tournament.
Yeah.
I think he's got to apologize for it. Sorry. guys.
Easter's going to
I mean,
be very
St. John's-
awkward.
St. John should have been in over Clemson.
St. John should have been in over Michigan State.
Too bad Clemson could. Too bad St. John couldn't have been better. We could have done St. John, New Mexico in the first round.
Oh, that'd been great. That would have been great.
Colgate.
Colgate, the toothpaste,
Toothpaste versus
Where is
Baylor.
Colgate?
It's
probably on the shelf in the health and beauty section.
Northeastern, right?
yeah.
Dayton, the Flyers, haven't been good since the COVID year when they would have won the national championship.
And I mean,
Yeah.
them losing the conference tournament, that could also be another reason why St. John's isn't in.
This is the last shot for St. John's right here.
Nevada.
Another Mountain West
Nevada.
school. Also probably deserved it. We got confetti. We got dancing.
So you got Arizona right here as the 2.
Arizona's
Yep.
the 2.
So now you're going to have the committee chair come on and explain why St. John's is left out.
Yeah.
If you're a small conference tournament winner and you know this is your spot, how you feel about Arizona?
Not very good.
But you made it.
Who arguably could have been a 1 seed. Long Beach.
Long Beach State.
That coach just keeps getting screwed. Did you see the story?
No, I haven't.
He got fired Monday. They
Yeah.
told him he wasn't keeping him at the end of the season. Once
And
their
then they
season's
went out
over,
and
he's
won
done.
their conference championship.
And they win the conference championship. And now he gets Arizona.
That's like a 5 seed, right?
I mean,
So is he still coaching?
Yeah.
yeah, through the
They
end
told
of
him.
the season.
They told him he was not. They were not going to renew his contract after the season.
So, and
then he goes
And
out.
he's like, Arizona.
oh, yeah, by the way, you're going to get Arizona.
Congrats on winning. You're going to Salt Lake City.
How do
Play
you
Arizona.
feel about firing a coach after the last game? Right after. Happened to the girls' team in college. I forgot. what
Oh,
school it
yeah. I
was.
saw it because was it Northern Colorado?
Maybe because she was on the press conference.
and they
how
asked her
she
how-
got her-
State.
Utah State.
Yeah,
yes.
how she was going to rebuild. She said something. There's not going to be. I just got word. I just got fired.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I mean, you could be like Lane Kiffin and get fired on tarmac.
Didn't even get on the plane.
Coach, you can't get on the plane. You're no longer the football coach. Find your own way home.
Well, and then
And they wonder
And
why
then-
he's such a jerk.
was it Georgetown that that was just the opposite? That you had the senior come in there and the assistant or the interim coach.
Yes, the Georgetown women. Have
Yeah,
you
the
seen that
Georgetown
story?
women.
No.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
Georgetown women, they've got the senior sitting there with the interim head coach, and she comes down and she goes, "I just found out that they've been in talks with Coach whatever, and he's going to remain as the head coach here." And she goes, "I'm so excited about the future of Georgetown," and he was just like bawling.
And that's when he stands up and says, actually, I declined the job.
No, so what the situation was, Georgetown's head women coach, she got cancer or something before the season, so she obviously had to step away.
Right.
He takes over as interim, and they've gone on this crazy run. Made the finals of the Big East. We'll find out later tonight what seed they are. And they ended up naming the interim guy the head guy.
That's nice.
It's a good
But
situation.
he declined it.
No,
No.
I said that's what he should have done. I said,
8, 6, 6.
ACC got 5.
Big East got 3. That's a travesty.
Yeah.
It really is. Big East has been great all year.
So Villanova, look, last 4 in,
St. John's not even on the
last 4 out. St. John's isn't even on the list.
And St. John's beat Seton Hall in the tournament. Once again, conference tournaments don't matter because St. John's beat Seton Hall by 15 points. The
St.
Sycamores.
John's, the Indiana State Sycamores, the fighting Larry Birds.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem
Because he wears
Abdul-Jabbar,
goggles.
and because he's white,
and he's going to transfer, right? And there's
probably to Purdue.
really.
No, I don't know. They just
I mean-
need another goofy white kid.
Or BYU.
I mean, there's some
A lot of
teams.
cream there. Sorry.
I mean, that's what happens, though, right? Look, we talked about it. We knew there was going to be some teams that were going to get screwed because of all these, teams that.
These bubble thieves, big
Yeah.
thieves.
Yeah, and it's more. I look back out of all the conference championships this week, there were only 4 number 1 seeds that won their tournament. All the rest of them were lower seeds.
Well,
did you
see
have to be?
in the A10, the top 4 seeds got eliminated in quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Well,
1 through 4.
I was going to say in the SEC, but by the quarterfinals, 3 of the top 4 were out.
It was brought to my
Well,
attention. I'm sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was brought to my attention yesterday that if you look at like the last 25 years of the national championship winners, they have at least played or won or played in their conference championship.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
Yep.
It was either that or they won 1 conference tournament game.
Or something like
Yeah.
that. And so you look like Kentucky, Duke. I mean, some of
Kansas.
your big dogs
So,
aren't
it's okay
there.
because Connecticut's going to win again.
I think
Well, Saturday, if you looked at the SEC tournament, Friday, 4 of there was 5 top 25 teams left in the SEC tournament, and 4 of those lost. Only one was Auburn, and that's because they played a top 25 team. The only reason they didn't get beat. So everybody in the top 25 in the SEC Friday got beat.
Listen, by the way, that USC girl right there, I know Caitlin Clark gets a lot of hype in women's basketball. That USC girl right there is worth the price of admission, too.
Hey,
Juju, I think's her name.
talking
Juju
about women's college basketball. Did you all see where friend of the show, the young professor? They were in Baton Rouge.
I did see that.
And he got to meet up with Coach Mulkey, and they were both in their game day drip, as he said. So that's pretty cool. He got to take a picture with Coach Mulkey.
Yeah, I saw the picture on Facebook.
Who was it?
The young professor for the Savannah Bananas.
He's
voice.
the on-field MC for the Savannah Bananas.
Have y'all been to Savannah Bananas game?
Sean's
No.
trying to go.
Yeah, I'm in the lottery.
When do you find out about that?
2 months before the game.
So you'll be finding out. It's in July, right?
Yeah.
So you'll find out in May.
Yeah.
Because look at that.
Real
Not just a
quick,
hat rack.
Before we go to women's basketball, LSU South Carolina game. In the ending,
Scuffle.
I loved it.
passion. It's not bad because it's women's sports.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
See.
Oh, I agree
that's
with you.
men's. Everybody's like, "Oh, let's go!"
So listen.
yeah.
Did you listen to the Saturday show? Because
I don't know if I did it.
we talked about it, and I said the same exact thing. I said if that is men's teams playing, nobody's getting ejected.
Nobody cares.
Nobody's even getting ejected.
No.
Like they cleared benches and everything, only finished with 5. Nobody's getting ejected.
Nope.
The only bad thing was the guy jumping over the scores table. That was it.
Awful.
That was it.
Don't do that, man. You're like 7 inches shorter than her anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Kim Mulkey's post game was the funniest though.
Yeah.
She was like, you just can't have that, and I'm sorry it happened. But I tell you one thing, she didn't go with Angel Reese, did she? I was like, yes.
And she caught some flack for that.
Yeah,
Let's
she
be
said
real.
she better be glad she didn't go for Angel Reese.
They battled all season, those two have.
Who cares about it? Let them do it. In the men's game, it's celebrated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Women can't do that.
Did you
no,
all-
they're athletes.
Did you all see on Fox, college games on Fox, women had a higher viewing
Yes.
than men's games did on Fox?
And a lot of that is the Caitlin Clark
Right.
effect.
But I mean,
still, the women's game is at a tremendous level thanks to all these star players that they got.
Caitlin Clark is now in State Farm commercials. I saw it before I came in. Guy backs into it, and it said something about a shot.
Yeah, that's what we
And-
talked about that Saturday too.
I
Like,
didn't-
she don't need,
Obviously, I don't listen,
she don't need WNBA money. She's got State Farm,
but
Gatorade.
she's there to save the WNBA.
right.
But she'll make more on NIL.
Adam, he wasn't here, and he don't listen to the show,
He
so
did
he has
comment.
no
He did
idea what
comment,
you're.
though.
I was listening one time because Wes made a garbage take, and you agreed with him.
Deshaun Watson.
Bo Nix.
What'd I say about
No,
Bo
you
Nix?
said the garbage call was him saying Deshaun Watson.
No,
will be top
no.
10.
That's when he read it.
Oh,
I know when I said it, okay, because I was
well, that's what
watching.
he referred to it.
I don't care what he referred to it as. It was during it was the Bo Nix take that he had.
So
Was
I don't even remember
was
what
that
it-
Bo Nix is basically not going to be that great of an NFL quarterback if he goes anywhere other than Denver.
I do think so. I think he's a system quarterback.
I said, tell Breadman that's a garbage take, maybe, or trash, maybe his worst take ever.
Well, he didn't specify which
Well,
one.
but if you would have been looking at the comments,
And Bo Nix is like 27. He's a Chris Wink.
table in the comments here. I mean, Red
And not
Man
as
has
tall.
left us
Not
like
as tall.
35 comments.
he could have left those comments setting right there beside Coach and Chase.
He could have, but he's not.
Hey, here's Jeff Capel here.
Last 1 seed, first 2 seed.
Well,
I mean, that's pretty close.
Except for strength of
and
schedule.
Yeah.
except for strength of schedule.
Look, Jeff Capel there, Carmel, Indiana.
So
Is that the head of the
if,
committee?
if Tennessee goes one more round, they get that 1 seed.
Yeah. Huh.
Tell me they don't look like Jeff.
It really does. It looks a lot like him. Is that Charlie Baker?
I don't
Is that his
know.
name?
It said his name a minute ago. Maybe Charlie Murphy.
Clickety, clickety, cloud.
Maybe the greatest nickname in all of college sports. Give them to your guy. The Alaskan Assassin.
Carlos Boozer.
Trajan Langdon.
It was one of those two.
Carlos Boozer. Hey, when are the Boozer boys going to sign?
Man, come on.
When are they going to sign?
They still got all kinds of time. They're not next year's class. They're the year
Oh,
after.
they're not next year's
No,
class.
they're going to the UK.
Yeah, boy.
Coach K's not there no more.
Still the brotherhood.
No.
God, it's dollarhood.
Yeah, it's dollar bills, y'all.
Carlos Boozer will do right.
And right now, you know, the
He's
whole
gonna pay
thing
his own
Kentucky is
kids
trying
to
to
go
get on the
do.
NIL deal. Calipari's asking for $10 or $15 so we can have the best NIL deal
Yeah.
ever.
Join the blue crew or whatever they call it.
La Familia.
La
Familia.
Familia. That's so
This
stupid.
might be an inside joke. It says tell Neil cello.
Cello, Wes. Schneebly, Mr. Schneebly. You have never seen School of Rock?
Crickets.
I have.
I touched your kids, and I'm pretty sure they touched me too.
That's one of the funny lines. School of Rock or Nacho Libre? Which one?
School of Rock all day
I
long.
don't know. Nacho Libre's pretty good.
School of Rock.
I'm not a Nacho Libre.
I have strong Jack Black feelings.
Never was big on either one of them. Don't want to disappoint. Like, I feel like I got, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I just never was.
So, what is your favorite Jack Black movie?
I'm not a Jack Black fan.
Shallow Hal?
Shallow Hal is very
I mean,
rated.
that wasn't, yeah, okay. What's your favorite movie? Like, this is your favorite movie growing up?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, growing up, probably Remember the Titans.
The Natural. It's my favorite movie all time.
Because he's the same age as Robert Redford. They were in school together.
Friday.
You just got knocked out.
Are you all right?
Just reenacted the movie.
That was a good movie, wasn't it?
He did that. Without cussing, he went to.
Nobody else Friday fans?
I mean, Friday's
I
okay.
like Friday.
It's not in my top 10.
Full Metal Jacket is
Gotta walk
my
out.
favorite movie of all time.
This is my gun.
This is my rifle. This is my gun.
There
This,
are many like it, but it is not mine.
this is for fighting. This is for fun. Of course, Darren was probably 7 when he was watching it.
What about Colorado and Colorado
About
State
4.
both getting play-in games?
They both didn't win their conference, so
Dumb and Dumber would be up there too, Coach.
That
yeah,
was good.
that was a solid one.
I heard somebody the other day said that Liar Liar did not age well. I'm like, what?
I don't know if I've ever watched Liar Liar more
Stop.
more than
I was
twice.
going to say.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Best sports movie or show?
Friday Night Lights,
Movie or show?
either
Either or.
one. Like I can go Friday Night Lights the movie or Friday Night Lights the show. I like them both.
I'm going to say, do you believe in miracles? Miracle.
Well, I mean, The Natural is a sports movie. So
I like Varsity Blues.
I like
That's a good one.
That's a good one. No, you're asking him the wrong questions.
The Friday Night Lights is right there.
It's like, does he have fingers up?
And I mean,
Yeah.
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans is good. But Friday Night Lights, it just ends in a way that sports movies don't end. Like you expect the sports team to win in the movie.
Especially in the, oh man.
Oh, by the way, my wife's ordering pizza if y'all want any. I just got the text message. I know y'all were talking about pizza earlier.
Does she have enough to feed us? She doesn't know how big we are.
I mean, we can have her drop it off. Since your people would mess the order up.
My people did mess the order up.
My people got with your people.
I know, and then my people messed the order up.
Yeah. Do you have people?
His people tried to
I
get
do
with your
have
So are we
people, they
staying
didn't
for the
answer
women's?
phone.
Is that what we're doing?
Women don't start till 8.
I was gonna say I gotta pick
we
kids
ain't
up
doing that.
7:30. So and she
When my-
just ordered pizza.
When my
He's talking
She
about
was
for
going to
home,
order
though.
pizza.
I know,
I
she-
could have her get
No,
us
no,
some
she
pizza.
just ordered pizza, so we got 20 minutes.
before you got to. How far is the drive?
She's in Sharpsburg right now, so we probably wouldn't get it.
No, I'm talking about
No,
for you.
For you to get.
We're
from
trying to
here
figure out
home
how much time we
by
have
the
left.
time the pizza
Don't worry
gets
about
there.
me, man. I had her grandmother every Sunday, big spread. We had
Well, that's what I want the invite to.
homemade biscuits, pork
We don't
chops.
get the family dinner. Do we call her Nana?
It's Mama Wilson.
Memo Wilson. Come on, Memo. Come on.
I mean, and literally feeds 25 to 30 on a low Sunday. On a low Sunday. Big family.
Well, then listen.
It's going to feed 45 to 50 next Sunday.
La Familia.
La Familia. And you would be
Get the
another
fried chicken
you'd be
ready.
another grandchild. That's how loving
Memo. Remember me?
Hey, I'm coming in arms wide open.
Mama. Come on. Come on.
And she would say, well, honey, come right on.
Like I just got a feeling Mama's got the wraparound porch.
Isn't it
Or
Memo?
maybe
Isn't it Memo?
Mamaw Wilson.
Memo.
West Virginia says Mama.
Well, but you can't mispronounce her name if we're going to go eat her food.
Honey, she won't care one
No,
bit.
she
Just
will.
come on in, baby.
Oh, you come in and say Mama, you're out.
No. My
All the
kids,
rest of us.
That was the first one she ever double taped on. Now, who
You don't belong
no,
to me.
listen.
Adam's gonna blow it right off the bat. We can
No.
sneak in. If
You
we
all-
don't say
My,
Mama, right?
my kids are playing in the front yard already by the time I get to the porch.
You have
It's over.
wedding crashers. We're Sunday lunch
Sunday
crashers.
dinner
But
crash.
you don't have to crash it with her. Like she more the merrier. Lives for Sundays and like the best food you
That's what I
eat.
love about Sunday.
Cooks all morning long. doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Fire saying.
Loves it. I mean, homemade biscuit gravy today. She makes the best oatmeal. Pork chops that thick.
Woo! I'm in.
I'm not an oatmeal guy.
I don't need the oatmeal. The rest sounded good.
Yeah, biscuit gravy.
Yeah.
Pork chop.
I'm a quote
Mashed
Wes.
potatoes.
I'm a mashed potatoes.
Oh,
I'm a quote Wes here. Win.
So does she have fried taters too?
yeah, especially on soup bean day though.
Oh, that's the day I want to come.
Yeah.
You like soup? Yeah, her soup beans are good.
What else does she make with soup beans?
She does soup beans, cornbread, try fried potatoes, try
When?
with onions,
When?
without onions.
Mhm.
When?
Yeah, and then she'll also do like something else besides like she may do like a different kind of soup, like potato soup or something. with
So
it.
when you say cornbread, I always ask this question:
Go ahead.
are we doing the hard crust cornbread?
We're not doing frisbees, we're doing the hard crust in the pan.
You're in.
I'm in. Mama, I'm coming.
I'm basically Wilson at this point.
You don't like fried cornbread?
Huh?
Like you don't like the pancake looking fried cornbread?
No, I like the hard crust.
Like
And
a
the
big
cast
piece of
iron
cake.
skillet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like cornbread's cornbread to me. I don't care, but
You ain't had good.
I
cornbread.
love fried
Look at
cornbread.
that. Round of 64 results.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Speaking of,
Can we consider a non-big and 8 an upset at this point?
No, I don't. So pick your final
Of
four.
course, it's a coin flip because they one seed difference.
UConn, Kentucky,
Most of the 9 seeds have a better record than the 8 seed.
UConn, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arizona.
That's your final four.
Yep.
who'd you say?
UConn, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arizona.
Solid.
Who
I
you
get
got?
behind that.
I can't even remember them.
Well, that's part of my problem.
UConn.
That's the 4 he can remember. That
Well,
were-
I could I like Iowa State, but they're in UConn's bracket.
UConn, Kansas, Kentucky.
I like Alabama out of that region right there, but I don't think they'll get all the way to the final.
I'll go Arizona.
I like Arizona out of that region. I like Alabama to potentially beat North Carolina.
I'll go UConn, Houston, Arizona, Tennessee.
Okay.
I don't think if Alabama gets North Carolina, they'll beat Arizona. I think they're going to be too gassed.
Who's your first one seed out?
Purdue.
Until they prove it
The
otherwise.
only easier choice would be if Virginia was a 1 seed. Virginia.
Now, he did win a championship. You can't take it away from
It was a
him.
COVID year.
But he was also the first team to get beat by 16.
Anything that happened in the COVID year, I just put an asterisk beside of it. Like the Lakers didn't really win a championship. They
It was
won
in
a
the bubble.
They won a bubble.
That's pretty, yeah.
And Dayton, because of COVID, got cost the national championship.
Absolutely.
I think that year was the closest year we'll see to a UK Duke final because both were clicking at the right time.
Kentucky was playing really well that year.
Tyrese Maxey, that
And,
group.
yeah. I think it was Dayton's to lose, though.
I like Marquette out of that one.
Houston's coming out. Kelvin Sampson.
I've already
Houston will
told
be the
you.
second one seed
I've told you
loses.
for weeks now. Houston is not getting to the Final Four.
Until they do.
Mark it down.
Fudge rounds.
Yes.
Yes. take
Yes,
that one.
because
Take
I will
that
take that bet. Take that bet.
one. Take that.
I said Tennessee, but then
I don't think so.
that contradicts my
Rich Barnes, the coach.
Yes.
Rick
Rick-
Barnes.
Rick Barnes.
James.
Rick James.
Charlie Murphy.
So
I mean, Creighton's a good
I'm going to
team
go
there.
with Creighton. I'm gonna audible, and I'm going to go with Creighton.
Dalton Connector's really good though.
He is, but he still has Rick Barnes.
He almost overcame it against Kentucky though.
But he has Rick
He
Barnes.
has 40.
But he
Who's
has
the
Rick
one seed in
Barnes.
that?
It's Purdue.
Purdue.
The fighting Chinese Zacks.
They're gone.
I'm telling you, Kansas. Short bench and all.
Have you seen a 7'4" player be as bad as Zach Edey since Sean Bradley?
He can't play in the NBA.
No, he's
That's
too.
why- that's why he's in
7'4" is
college.
nothing no more now.
Yeah, that's why
Well, no,
he's in
but
college.
and he like lumbers. He runs like a longwood.
If you get somebody that has an athletic big and can get him away from the rim, Purdue's done.
I'm not so sure McNeese State
UConn,
does.
Clark!
Carolina, Kentucky.
Clark, come on,
Come
Purdue,
on, Clark.
get out of here.
He just jinxed Kentucky right there. So
And he's got Purdue to the finals, not just the Final Four. And UConn.
Let's see who Jay Wright goes. Oh, there's Seth Davis. He's an idiot too.
No, he's got Houston. That's smart.
No,
He's got Purdue as well.
Purdue, he's an idiot.
look. Oh, so they're all going to pick UConn to win the national championship, which is going to doom UConn.
But UConn is head and shoulders better than
They are.
everybody.
Come on, Jay Wright. Show them that you know what you're talking about.
Jay Wright.
Dang it, Jay Wright.
Purdue?
Are we just letting Purdue's recent history just make us that?
recent, as in like the last 20 years.
Well, the last three especially. We talk about Rick Barnes' contract. Don't let him go past early in March. Matt Painter's contract, same.
No, Matt Painter's contract usually don't let him go past the first weekend. Well, is St. John's the biggest snub?
Them and Indiana State.
according to that, they weren't even close.
No,
No,
they weren't even the last four in.
And that's just crazy to me.
what in your mind? What put St. John's body of work up there?
Well, they beat Marquette twice.
They
and
beat
were a
Marquette
2
twice.
seed.
They beat Creighton.
Okay,
They beat Seton Hall, who they said was one of the last teams out, twice.
what was their overall record final? Do you know? Was it above 500?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they definitely should have got in.
So right there, you beat a number 2 twice. You beat a number 3.
Hey, now he's assaulting you, and that's on camera. Good. We don't even have an attorney.
Not yet.
I guess my face is going up.
I guess it is. We've just lost the rights to the show because Sean assaulted the coach.
We don't have an attorney, and he's going to have Morgan and Morgan tomorrow.
Right.
20 and 13.
Tell him you mean bid not Daryl Isaacs. No,
We got
that's
an argument.
Becker, Gary Becker.
Michigan State got in at 19 and 14,
And
Well,
Michigan
that's-
State didn't beat like Marquette.
and they
Right?
lost to James Madison, who's also tournament.
I was going to say, James Madison's pretty good.
Has Michigan State, when's the last time they missed the tournament?
That's all it's all about. They wanted to keep that streak alive. It's been like 25 straight years.
Yeah.
Izzo's retiring, I'm telling you. Like Saban, the only reason Alabama got in the college football playoff, Saban's retiring. Sorry, I know
If
we're
your
back.
quarterback wouldn't have went out and just destroyed his leg on purpose.
That hurt, man. Like the wound, I just now scabbing over.
I mean, if Jordan Travis hadn't decided to end his college football career,
He said, I'm done with this.
I'm done with this. I'm going to fracture my leg in the most gross leg injury I've seen since Willis McGahee.
Craziest thing were they were losing that game, and it was like a scrub school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those games that we're paying you to come here.
It's senior night, and here we're coming. You're a scrub school. We're gonna give you $1 million to come. This should be a 60 to nothing blowout. And they threw everything but the kitchen and the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
And then they went up. Mike Norvell freaked out. Let's do a run and play with Jordan Travis. Hit pull tackle.
Izzo hadn't missed the tournament since '97.
You got it. It's because it is a happy retirement coach.
Yeah.
The committee called him and said, "Coach, are you really retiring?" Yes. Okay.
I hate that we have to wait for game times to come out till later tonight.
Well,
We just know what days they're playing, but no times.
Kentucky could be playing at 9:40, which won't start till 10:20.
That's why.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Good thing Duke plays Friday night though, but that's the same thing that's going to happen.
so you won't be here Tuesday.
No, I'll be at the Montgomery County High School spring
That's right.
concert.
Why don't you hype that up?
Well, it's a spring concert.
Okay. And what are they going to do?
Sing.
Sing. Okay.
Yep.
Do you have any songs they're going to sing?
I've heard them.
Okay.
don't know what the names are.
Okay.
I've heard them at the house a few times. One of them's got a little clap session in it.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good.
Okay. I wasn't even ready.
Well, I'm
You
trying to
gotta-
get an action shot.
You got to have, head on a swivel.
Action
Well,
shot.
I'm trying to be polite, and I asked the question to you. Make eye contact all the way
He's
through.
getting an
I
action
did.
shot, and Adam's sitting there going,
Action shot.
It'd be like
No, they thought they lost their sound, and then you started talking. You ruined everything.
Ruined it.
It'd be like Barney. from
Wait,
How I Met Your Mother.
it would only
No
took
matter
about another 30 seconds, and Wes would have been like, sound's gone.
Like, we can't hear you. There's no sound. And then you could have just cut it off. Like it's like, oh, we lost the feed too.
He chimed in a lot on the comments to not be here.
That is a lot.
Like I feel like he should have been
ESPN's
here.
probably doing a bracket show right now if you want to.
We're just going to continue to just talk. We're just filling time on the air right now.
Oh, we can.
No, I mean, I like this.
Let's talk about the Tuesday show. Our coach's corner. We have who coming in?
The girls basketball team.
Okay. Do we know
Montgomery
I was going to say, do we know what county?
Yep. Sorry, I forgot. There's so many girls now.
We're county-wide. Multi-county-wide.
Yeah, Dustin High's coming.
Do we know if he's bringing any athletes?
I've asked him, but I don't know who he has not responded.
So, Coach High, if you're watching right now,
Oh, I texted him the other day. Athletes will be here.
athletes will be here. Is it like
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of athletes?
Oh yeah.
Like the whole team?
Not that many.
Okay.
I told him to make sure that he brought Bailey so we can give her a shirt.
I mean, she wants that shirt too.
She does. She wants the shirt.
She texted Adam and was like, does that mean I get a shirt?
It was
What's your dog of the week?
athletes.
Athlete.
Athlete
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah, she had.
Which, by the way, have you
17
found us a sponsor in Bath County to sponsor the Bath County Athlete of the Month?
Have not yet. It's still working.
Me and Dave
Irma's
were talking
ought to do
about the other day.
Irma's
They got
Dairy
enough-
Barn.
They got enough.
Irma's
that
is
we
back
can almost
open,
do
right?
It is.
the
Went their
athlete
first
of the
day.
week.
Chocolate milkshake.
Well, I mean, if
chili
you want
dog.
to, I mean, we didn't do the Athlete of the Week. Then.
Let's just talk to Irma's. They're back open.
I know, it's good too. And
He said he had a chocolate milkshake already.
Well,
and
okay.
Irma Burger?
Hey,
Next time
Good
I'm
stuff.
invited, I'll bring everybody Irma's on me.
Woo! So, Tuesday.
we need you here Tuesday.
We don't need to take the Lady Indian shine.
So wait
Let
a
them
minute.
have their
Well, we got
time.
2 shows.
They're at 6.
He
We
said
can
his
have you
favorite,
at 7.
he said his favorite movie is Varsity Blues, and he just said Irma Burger's on him. We're not getting a Varsity Blues situation here
Maybe
where
not.
Moxley walks in the living room and
Sundays.
there's a Sunday.
I don't walk in and be like, I didn't even know Bud would do that.
Irma Burgers. Good Lord.
I think I just lost my appetite.
Yep, I was going to go home and finish Cracker Barrel. Nope.
I'm going to go home and vomit.
But next time, seriously, I'll bring Irma's. That's me saying, please let me back.
You listen.
I mean, you've got all summer. So I
Like
mean,
you understand,
Listen,
like my wife and I talk about
why does
this.
he only have all summer? Basketball season doesn't start
October
till
15th.
October 15th.
Is that when Camp
Fall.
Collier is?
The next week after.
Can
Do we have an open invite to
we
Camp
ought to
Collier?
be there.
We should go live.
We ought to go live for Camp Collier.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all in.
That would be pretty neat.
I messaged Ashton the other day and I told her we needed a signature on this basketball. She said I can do that.
When is she
We're-
signing?
We're gonna get that jersey too. She hasn't said that yet, but she's there. I don't know. She's getting into softball pretty heavy now.
So,
How they doing?
They're 3-0, 4-0 start. They're good. So
question real quick. How do you feel about Jay Williams?
Don't you talk about him while I'm sitting right
That's why I'm talking about it right now because you're sitting right here. I think he's trash.
You said the other day you've mixed him and Kyrie
I
up.
did get him and Kyrie mixed up. I did. I still think he's trash.
I think both are
He
trash.
got him mixed up as far as playing career at Duke. Not the fact that he's still trash,
No.
because his hot takes are trash.
Can you really count Kyrie as a Duke player? He only played 9 games.
No.
He does.
Can you count Enos Kanter as Kentucky?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
And it's Enos Freedom.
Oh, sorry. Because he did change his name. I forgot about
I
that.
did. I used to like Jay Will. I really did, especially as like when I was in high school. I was like, man, he's. But then he made those comments about Caitlin Clark. I just think he's trying to just be heard. And then it's like,
But look at the network he's on. You got guys like Stephen A. You got Shannon Sharp. You
not
got
a fan
Jay
of
Will.
Stephen A. I like Unk though.
Right. I do like him too. But like that's their whole gimmick right now. Is
How
let's
do you
see.
forget Pat McAfee, the best thing on ESPN?
That's
Because-
trash.
Because
Pat McAfee.
Hey,
How do you like Pat McAfee?
Hey, is that
You don't
mom or
like
daddy?
Pat McAfee?
No.
Oh my
God,
god!
answer it.
There's no chance.
Answer it.
Oh,
It's
dang
already
it.
gone. You really don't like Pat McAfee?
No.
Why?
Why? Why should I?
You just lost your invite.
I'll
Why
do it
would
by myself.
why would you not like him?
He just gets on there. He just wants to talk. He just wants to hear himself talk.
Well, you know
Kind of
what?
like me on this show.
He's a-
I just want to hear myself talk. He's like, he just goes on and on. Like,
He's got a 3-hour program. He's got to talk.
I don't need. I need David Pollock back. I like David Pollock's views of
But
college
he-
football.
But he didn't take David Pollock's job.
ESPN fired, whatever. But I don't need Pat McAfee being on there just being a loudmouth like the ESPN College Game Day Stephen A. Smith. I don't need that.
He's electric.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Like,
No.
poll the United States. They don't like him either.
I don't know.
It's out there.
I love him
I do too.
Why?
Because he's
something
a
that you don't
national
see on there.
treasure.
National treasure.
Yeah.
He's something you don't
They
see on
need,
that
they
network.
need to bury him so nobody can find him. So
No.
we'll keep him.
No.
Keep him a national treasure. They can't find him.
He does want frozen when he's died. Just want to throw that out there. He said
Cryogenically frozen.
he wants frozen. If he's got some sort of illness, when they find a cure, they can unfreeze him.
Nice. And fix him.
Yeah. I mean, him and AJ Hawk are hilarious on TV together.
He got Aaron Rodgers thrown off.
No, he didn't. That was. Listen, you cannot. Have you ever listened to a Pat McAfee show?
I just can't stand it.
So every year he does Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. When Aaron Rodgers' season is over, they always split for the off season. So that first week after the big political scene that they caused, they split and everybody was like, "Oh, Pat McAfee done good. He kicked off Rodgers." No, he didn't. It's just the end of the season.
Okay.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers, vice president candidate. Did you see that?
No, but that's
Was
great.
Kennedy Jr.
RFK Jr. has him on the list
With his COVID time.
and said they had a conversation about it, and Aaron Rodgers said, "I welcome the overture," whatever that means.
But it's Aaron Rodgers or Jesse the Body.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
It's going to be Jesse the Body.
Because on the Pat McAfee show the other day, they were talking about it, and
Is he running as an independent or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
he created a third party. And it's not really independent. It's like
constitutionalist. or something.
Constitutionalist Voters of America or something like that.
But they talked to, they brought it up and was like, and Jesse the Body's son and Boston Connor, who's sits at the toxic table, which is where you would probably sit if you were on the show.
It.
No, it's funny. It's good.
But I mean, you're trying to say I'm toxic and that hurts my feelings.
But Boston Connor said, "So is that the legs? Jesse the legs Ventura? Because that's the body." It's like, yeah, the granddad's the head, and it was like a whole spill. See, that's comedy. You don't get that on ESPN.
I'll have a more open mind next season. The first season, I probably was just still hurt about the not having the regular crew.
Here's what they need to
I
do.
love David
They need to go on and put Lee Corso out the pasture and Yeller him behind the building. Is what they need to do.
Do you think Nick Saban's going to be the one to take his spot?
I hope not.
Because Nick Saban's already
He's
confirmed
on
for
there.
game day next year.
Yeah.
Can you see Nick Saban putting on
No,
headdress?
no, that's where Pat McAfee's going to step in.
Can you
McAfee's
see
going to do the
Nick
wild
Saban
stuff.
Do you think
smiling?
they'll actually do the headdress thing? That'll
No.
retire, right?
No, I think Corso's done with that. And then McAfee with his little calling the dogs or whatever he does
Now that
at
was
the end. That was funny.
especially when he picked Alabama.
Alabama. That was funny.
I did. I like
his field goal kick chance. And have you ever badmouthed field goal kicker?
Did you? So that whole thing went wrong all year. He was supposed to be the bad cop, and Kirk Herbstreit was supposed to be the good cop, like hyping these kids up. He said, "We get to our first one," and Kirk's being the bad guy. He's like, "We can't be double bad."
What was it? One time the guy was so bad, he was like, "We could triple this, and you're still not going to hit it."
One kicked it straight into somebody's face.
Yeah, in the crowd.
I mean,
there was only one that hit it all year, right?
and
two.
Desmond,
Was there?
and that one that was so bad, Desmond was like, "I'll even throw money in if we let him kick again."
Yeah, Kirk Herbstreit's looking in the camera. There's no chance.
There's no chance.
And I'm not a big Kirk Herbstreit fan.
No, he's trash.
He is. I'll take Pat McAfee over Kirk Herbstreit.
Is this just because it's Florida State comments?
Absolutely, 100%.
So it's still hurting, though. It's still hurting.
Yes. Like I'm going on Twitter, like Kirk Herbstreit can hear me. Like I'm going at him. Like I'm sure he's seen every one of my tweets.
He has.
I used to be like that when a fantasy football player would let me down. I'd go at him on Twitter and like, thanks for your negative 2 yards today.
You jerk.
Really appreciate those 3 points I needed.
You jerk.
All right, who's winning it all? Who's winning in the whole shebang?
Connecticut.
UConn.
Connecticut.
Pack of Fun Drown says, "I'll take the field. Y'all take UConn." Since y'all are so confident in UConn,
Well,
I'll
Sean-
take the field.
Do you still owe me a pack of fudge rounds?
No, I'm putting that back in there.
No, Sean.
we just finished Sean's pack.
I brought both those packs over there.
He brought both those, but that was for me.
No, it wasn't.
I still owe you one, yes.
Okay.
You give me the field, and y'all take UConn. Since you all are so confident, all three of you said UConn.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it too.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Whatever.
He didn't agree.
He didn't
agree. I'm in though.
Hey, that's hard to do with that tournament.
I mean,
But you all were so confident. It's UConn.
Yeah.
Not
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
we
maybe.
did the same thing with Rookie of the Year.
We really did.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
God, Chase. Chase just been sitting over down in his Pepsi, so
We had Adam and Wes took Wimby Your Mama, and I got the field,
You took 2 through 5.
2 through 5. But at the time, I said the field because Wes got all bent out of shape.
And then we talked if Chet Holmgren wins,
It's a wash, and Chet Holmgren's going to win.
We can make it like anything below a 5 seed and above, and that's not UConn. I can make it that if y'all don't want that.
No, the field's good.
The field's fine. I mean, because sure, it's not going to be anybody outside probably a 5 seed that wins.
I'm just trying to, I want to get in on this.
No.
So
I mean, Coach obviously likes the fudge rounds because he has a chance of winning 3 boxes of fudge rounds. What about you, Darren? Are you in? Who are you picking?
I ain't going with UConn. I don't think so.
So you're on coach's side?
I'm on coach's side.
Well, I ain't giving you the field.
No.
No?
Guess can get that.
Yeah, guess get the field.
Come on.
Well, I mean, this is only the 3rd time you've been here. I invite you back Tuesday, and you said you don't want to take Dustin High's spotlight.
I would have a lot.
So I mean, you think you're more electric than he is? Is that what you're saying? Are you going on record right now to say that you're more electric?
Finally, the coach has come back
I'm gonna put it this
to
way:
the podcast.
raw and unfiltered. Dustin, I like Dustin. I was a junior when he moved here as a freshman. Took him under my wing. We've always had a really good relationship. Got a lot of respect for what he's done over here. He's had a great group. You just had a buzz. You just had a giant in your district. But he's done the best he could with what he had against who he had to go against. Got nothing but respect for Dustin.
But
Our coaching styles are different.
will you go on a limb and say though that your affiliation, if you were to Cardinal Red, is that what it is?
If he was to cut the arm off?
If you were to slice the arm, Cardinal Red comes out, right?
If I were to slice the arm and they said pick, I'm going with my guy, Rob.
I knew it.
But it's not Cardinal Red. It's Bath County Red.
No, if he's going with Robbie, it's Cardinal Red.
But the reason why, so I can clarify this. I get a lot of heat from this. Do we have time to give me 2 minutes?
You got as much time as you want.
I get hate for this. GRC, you played in Montgomery County. I can't believe they blah, blah, blah. You know what? He gave me a chance.
I mean,
Nobody from Montgomery County.
I was going to say, did you have a lot of opportunities then?
Nobody gave me it. I first started coaching. I was an assistant freshman boys coach at Bath County. The coach left. The girls coach at that time was friends with Robbie, who got us hooked up. It's like, yeah, Robbie took a chance on me, not knowing off somebody's word. And the first things I said to him, man, I work hard and I'm loyal. He said, well, that's all I need to hear. Gave me a chance. 4 years with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
2 best friends in this world. And he's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, because circle's small and tight.
Right.
2 or 3, and he's one of those.
And I'm the other.
Right.
We don't want to say that.
I didn't.
on
I
there,
wasn't. But I'm glad you clarified. I mean, I figured
I'm a Mama's house.
you are Memos.
So people want to say,
I ruined the chance of ever being on it.
I was getting ready to say Sean is the farthest from that circle.
But if there's a sub 500 list, Sean's on it.
oh, you're definitely there. But I mean, I do take a lot of, but you grew up here hating Clark. Yes, I despise Clark County. There's never this being friends there. But once you quit drinking the blue Kool-Aid and you get outside of Mount Sterling, there are other things there.
This
And
man.
it took me to get out there.
Preach.
There's nothing. If I had the chance to come back here? Would I? If the right opportunity presented itself in any sport, as a head coach, as an assistant, as a teacher, as an administrator, it'd have to be a great fit. Nothing wrong. I love Mount Sterling. We still live here. My kids, probably. But the Clark County, Montgomery County hatred has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about best friends here.
Yeah.
He gave me my shot. I'm loyal to Robbie Graham.
See, I'm loyal too. And I told Dustin Howard, who now is the superintendent in Clark.
Yes. Florida State fan.
Huge Florida State fan. He took the head principal job for a cup of coffee here in Mount Sterling before Clark was like, we've messed up.
Yes.
Let's bring him back.
He was the middle school principal. He didn't get the
High
principal
school.
job. He was the middle school GR. Clark County.
Did not get the high school job. Left.
Came over here. Then superintendent.
But I'm loyal to the point that I tried to follow him over here because he's one of the people that I'm loyal to. Because like you said with Coach Graham,
here long enough for you to follow him.
I'm glad I didn't. But like you said with Coach Graham, he took a chance on me when nobody else would. And
after the fact, I got a couple are like, why didn't you try to coach over here? It wasn't that I didn't try, or I didn't have any talks to try to coach over here. But my first option was there, and Robbie said, "Come on." Well, I'm not going to say, okay, well, you gave me a job, and I'm going to go back over here.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even an option anyway. But he gave me a shot. That's why, and that's okay.
Yep.
It's okay to like Clark County. People don't like that. I like Clark County.
Yeah.
I root for Montgomery, and when they play, I sit over there silent. I don't stand up and clap for one team or the other.
Right.
My cousin used to coach with Dustin, assistant coach. I'll take Robbie over her. I love you, Katie. I'll take Robbie over her.
Yeah.
That's a joking manner, Katie. But still though, I
Kind of.
at the end of the game, I congratulations both. When Dustin and them made it to the region finals, not this past year, but the past couple of years, they have to go play Clark County. I would go to their locker and congratulate Katie, my cousin, and Dustin. Man, congratulations! So it's not like there's any hatred, but Robbie is my guy.
Right.
People are like, well, I can't stand it. He runs the score up. He doesn't run the score up on. Well, you look at the scores. Do you want the bench player to go just go in there and hold the ball?
Yeah.
No, you've worked your tail off in practice. You've worked your. Go ahead. No, what?
I was like, that's exactly what they're supposed to do.
I said that's exactly what I want. But I was completely kidding. I get it.
You've worked your tail off all season. When you get in there, don't go shoot that layup.
Yeah.
And yes, what do you want him to set his starters after the first quarter? He's preparing for something bigger.
Yeah.
He's trying to get a state championship.
Yep.
You don't play your starters one quarter, or they wouldn't play at all the entire season. I hated that the scores were lopsided. That's not my fault. Nobody here was complaining. My guy's happy. Happy Osborne. Wasn't nobody complaining when Happy was kicking everybody's tail here on the boys' side.
Nope.
And they were beating Clark County. Oh, yeah, that's now the game's changed.
Yeah.
I can't help that.
Nope.
I'm cheering for everybody. But that's why that's why I root for Robbie. And I root for Montgomery when they're not playing.
Yep.
And even when they do play, I want Robbie to do well. That's my guy. But I still cheer Montgomery on because that's where I'm from.
Right.
It's not like I just cut the ties.
Well, I got
He did sit on the Montgomery County side. Was it district championship when I seen you?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, at GRC.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter where I sit. I mean, but people are gonna remember if they see me. He was out there congratulating Robbie. You daggone right. And let me tell you what else. When I lost to Round County in that first round district game, Robbie played Paris. GRC played Paris. Then Montgomery played Bourbon right after that.
Yep.
You know who showed up at my game in Round County? Robbie Graham started second quarter. He knew that game, how much it meant to me.
Yeah.
You know who walked out of the locker room with me after all the players, coaches have left? I'm back here, got to get my last few tears out. He stayed back there. He came back there. He stayed back there. Didn't come to the locker room. Let me do what I did. He was the last one in that hallway with me.
Yep.
Deep breath, head up, shoulders back. You know how we do. Let's go, coach. Walked out with me. How many friends of yours are going to do that?
Yep.
And I'm a bad guy for liking Clark County.
In all fairness, they wouldn't let me in Darren back there. So,
But you would have been there.
100%.
Well, so
He had Menifee Green on, Coach. Can you trust that?
I did not.
Can you trust
I went
that?
back to watch that film.
this
They
shirt
didn't
on.
cheer one time for Bath County.
they didn't.
No, I was in the front row. Every time Round County scored, they were like, woo! Yes.
You lie.
Joking.
Hey, he did.
Oh, my.
He did tell me. He said one of my best friends is the AD of Round County. So there is a
I did not say
You all worked at Lowe's together.
that. Doesn't mean we're best friends.
He said best friend.
When that guy who called the walk was really big for us, he walked over there to like
Sean
time
hated
out. Sean was like,
Good call.
"Good call."
Don't listen to him.
Hey,
Good one.
it's a family TV show. He can tell you exactly what I said.
But I mean,
I saw it.
Listen,
such good calls.
Look, I have a hometown proud Clark County sign in my front yard. And Bryce Gomes, the assistant coach on the boys' side,
graduated with him, played ball with him.
drove by the other day and he's like, I nearly wrecked when I saw that. He said, that's the funniest thing ever.
We graduated together, played ball, grown. I mean, it's okay.
Yep.
And like people just don't. People are like, well, I mean, and they probably look like we could never have Collier over here because he's GRC ties. Who cares? We're adults.
Right. Well, so
They paid me.
So I know for a fact that Robbie called a couple of the seniors. That's about all that was left on the basketball team at the end of the season. A couple of seniors, and congratulated them on their careers and said that, I'm glad, I really respect you as a player. I'm glad that I don't have to game plan for you anymore. And like for a coach to do that, like that's kind of the ultimate sign of respect that like
What everybody sees, and I've had this conversation with Montgomery County parents. What everybody sees is big bad guy, 60 to 20, 70 to 30, whatever, running up the score, yelling at his girls, blah, blah, blah. You know that just because you're a coach, that doesn't define who you are.
right.
The most high character person that I probably know is Robbie Graham.
Yep.
Family guy, wants good for every athlete.
Yep.
And I wish everybody was chiming in because I'd probably be getting all kinds of messages on here. And I hope everybody shares this because I want them to hear it.
He wants
Robbie
good for
Graham
every
is
athlete
my
that's
guy.
not from Winchester.
He wants good for everybody. What do you say? I know what you say.
He wants good for every athlete that's not from Winchester.
Not from Winchester.
Not from Winchester.
Were y'all saying that when Happy was here?
Well,
That's my thing. Which way are we going with it? I'm not saying that anybody recruits. I'm not saying that we're on record. I'm not saying that happens anywhere. But when one side does it, and all of a sudden another side is doing what you did better than you do, how can you complain about that?
so I've been on record, like from our very first shows when we
Now
started
we're
doing
getting to
this.
something here because now I'm getting passionate.
Like we've
We
been
got any
on.
Be
comments?
ready to cut just as soon as I give you the.
We got any comments?
Shoot, I'm getting ready to put that hashtag emotions.
Go ahead.
I've been on record plenty of times on this show. Robbie Graham ain't twisting anybody's arms to come to Clark County. Like, if you create a winning culture, that's the best tool you can have. Because with your 30 miles, 50 miles, whatever, if they're winning, they're going to Rupp every year. Yeah, I want to be a
You're
part of
putting
that.
kids in college every year.
D1 athletes every year.
Let me tell you about Robbie Graham's program. And don't go with this. I'm gonna say he runs it like a college program, but
Get ready for the real.
don't get
NIL through Winchester. I just heard it.
147-32.
But I'm talking about his practices, the structure, the attention to detail. I'm not saying other coaches don't do that, but his practices are harder than games.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy can coach. Do y'all remember Lake Kelly? He coached at Austin P.
Yep.
Now he coached at Fleming County. And Robbie coached under Lake Kelly. Lake Kelly was like a father figure to Robbie. So that's where the defensive mindset comes. So Robbie had a great mentor. And I got that trickle down to me. And you daggone right, I'm loyal over there.
Yep.
And I hate it that Montgomery County people see me as a traitor sometimes.
Traitor.
They're like, I can't stand you. How can you like that guy? Man, if you want, get better.
I agree.
Well, I mean, it's like you said earlier, though. I mean, you wanted to coach. What are your options? When you're a coach and you want to coach, and you get offers, you got to go where you get to coach, right? I mean, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to be a coach. He gave you the opportunity.
And we had he took. I got my first region, got my first state tournament over there. I was there 4 years. I'm sorry, 2 state tournaments, Elite Eight, and the Final Four. It was awesome. That opportunity opened up the Bath County job for me.
Just for being part of that
If I
staff.
didn't have that success, like, oh, that's a good program.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, back, and it's different from Clark County to Montgomery County to Noynesville, right? But I mean, you hate it for these girls that they had to go up against Clark County because they're a juggernaut. But that takes away nothing from what these Montgomery County athletes and this girls team accomplished.
Right.
From 6th grade on, they were dominant.
Yeah.
And if GRC wasn't a juggernaut, they probably go. I mean, let's just be realistic, right? And the talent, the Barriers, the Dillons, the Onis, the Harrises, the girl they got in this year,
Jarvis.
I mean, that's a solid squad. That squad's probably winning the 16th. You're just in a region with,
A really good team right now.
and you have young girls that are coming on. You're talking about Bailey, the Fouch girl. She's going to be good. Then there's
Orton.
Yes.
Orly.
I don't know their names, but the cover's not dry.
Yep.
It's not bare. And I want them to do well. I really do. But don't act like I'm the bad guy just because I got ties at GRC. We got any comments?
Wes probably getting mad.
Wes
turned it off. Wes turned it off.
But I mean, does
watching about 6:45. He had 14 comments in the first 45.
but does that make sense? What I'm saying?
No, it does 100%.
What you said about what was best for you. My kids play football at Clark County because we don't have the program here. So I've got to be loyal to my kids.
But is that the coach's fault at Clark County? Does that make him a bad
that's what
person?
I'm saying. No, it's not their fault.
In defense to him, he has begged for these programs to be available here for his kids to play because his kids both want to be. They want to do it.
Yep.
There's nothing here. We've had the coaches on. We've asked.
The basketball program was great.
And it's like
They have nicer facilities in a lot of small colleges.
Mhm.
The football program, we don't have anything.
And
Anything.
in the county this size,
we don't even have a freaking locker room.
They didn't do. They had spring football signups, which is what we're doing, getting ready to come up.
Gosh, this should be a
Winchester.
Saturday show.
So they're doing.
Like we're going to record on Tuesday.
I mean,
At 7 o'clock.
but you got to think a county this size. Why are you so far behind?
I agree.
And it's not one. There's not one finger pointed. There's not one finger pointing here because I'm not in the know. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes because I do Bath County. That's it. But I wanted my kids to play Little League over here.
Yeah.
Softball.
Gateway.
I don't post on Facebook unless I want to get something started.
Was it a proof of residence thing?
Did you see that one that I did? Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I knew they came off of it, and there were a few people complaining about the proof of residency.
I have to give 3 proofs of residency that I live here just because my kids go to Bath County. And it wasn't like a water bill.
Right.
It was like driver's license, tax returns. Man, how are you going to build a program when you got so many hoops to jump through?
But then, the first post they made was,
I'm sorry, man.
No, I gotta go pick my kids up. You all keep talking.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you all keep talking.
first, one of their first posts was like, this is a league we want for Bath, Powell, Montgomery, and there was another county. I forget which one it was. And it was like, I just want Menifee. That was the other one. It was like, I wanted to be off for that. And then I saw a lot of people start playing because my boys decided not to play baseball this year.
Yeah.
Fine with me. We play football and basketball almost year round, so we'll take the break.
Yeah.
And it was like, why are we doing proof of residency if this is a league for all? But said didn't want to take away from those leagues. And I mean, I get it, but
But then they said something that, and then there was a post that was directed at me out on some person's Facebook that said, well, before you complain, did you volunteer? Yeah, I DM'd you a long time ago asking about this board you're trying to get, and let me help any way I can because I got kids coming up. I want this to be the best it can be. Our Parks and Rec is not for travel league baseball and softball all the time for somebody to rent out. $15. They said part of the cost, and the cost wasn't a thing with me. It was a proof of residency, but I was just poking at everything.
right.
My thing is, our Parks and Rec should not charge $15 per kid that's going to play on their field out there when all my tax dollars go to keep that Parks and Rec up. Any kid in this county should be able to go out there and play for free.
I mean, Parks and Rec makes enough money on the weekends with these travel ball tournaments.
So what are you over? What are you governing right now? Soccer and what?
That's it.
Everything else is spread out.
So they tried to do the football program this spring. Didn't have enough kids sign up. Guess where all those kids are going now?
Clark County. And then those coaches are going to get it back. Well, you're recruiting at a younger age now. No, they're offering more. But see, we just went from this rabbit hole to that rabbit hole. I went from Robbie Graham to Little League softball. But did you see where I'm getting at?
Oh,
This county should be thriving. When I came through, we had some good athletes. We were competitive at all levels.
And like I said, our youth basketball program, it's going to come up.
Because it's going through the schools.
It's going through the schools now. Everything's right. Everything's good. It's working the way it should be. I don't think Parks and Rec should have any say on sports. It's not a Parks and Rec job to be over sports. Have a board. Each sport have its own board, and let's just get it going. Little League Little
But see,
League,
it's but like
whatever.
it is ever since I can remember, the Parks and Rec ran everything. I mean, that's why you have a commit or a Parks and Rec commissioner or whatever it's called.
The
You got
board,
the
yeah.
assistant. You know, they're running all this stuff. So you're over the soccer and the pool now. I don't know who's over them. I'm sure they're good people, but don't tell me I got to provide 3 proofs of residency when I'm paying a lot of tax dollars to go to this school. I'm paying tax dollars to help that. I mean, your tax dollars go to the park. Some of them. When I'm doing all this, and hopefully I'm not speaking that. Hopefully I'm thinking my tax dollars go to the park, right? Some of them do, I'm sure.
You're right. Tax
So
dollars go
somebody's
there.
gonna be like, well, he don't even know what he's talking about. Don't tell me that when I live here, I'm paying all this money that I got to provide you proof of residency that I'm living here. I just don't make building this community up for our youth harder than it has to be when we're already so far behind. You want
I
to
agree.
catch up with Clark County. You want to be competitive again. It starts at the bottom. Now it's going to take several years so we can get up here, but you should have to jump through hoops to do it.
Sorry, I just saw
Wendy's commercial got you.
No, Vermont is 19-1 since January 1st.
Yeah, I told you they're good.
No beat, dude.
They could.
They very well could.
I'm sorry, that tangent just got me because I'm still on that. That was just, and that's pretty much the reason we went back to Bath County to play this year, because it is more the principle than anything.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm petty like that, but I'm okay with that. I got broad shoulders.
Like I said, I think I didn't know Parks and Rec ran anything until I moved down here, because in West Virginia it's all Little League.
Yeah,
There is no Parks and Rec. It's just parent program Little League. You got 5 parents on the board. This is the side. You're in this conference, whatever. That's the rules. You go with it. There is no Parks and Rec. And then I got down here and everything's through Parks and Rec. I was like, okay, this will be pretty good. Yeah.
And I mean, and you coached the boys last year in T-ball, and you couldn't even, like, the uniforms were black team, blue team, red team, purple team.
when I came through, we were the Dodgers, we were the Athletics,
Right.
we were the
Same.
and it was.
And it was cool. Oh man, I'm on the Dodgers this year, man. That's cool.
And every kid on that team went and got a Dodgers jersey, a Dodgers hat,
Right.
wearing at the school.
Yeah.
But and I get everything's more expensive. I get that. But we have a big enough community that can step up and the people can donate to that. People want to see our youth. Because, my bad. I'm like
Back when we were kids,
Oh, you're right.
Your uniform looked like, if you were.
a
I
uniform.
remember when I played basketball, we were the Sonics, right? When Seattle Supersonics.
Sean Kemp, Gary
Our
Payton,
uniforms looked identical. The white and yellow ruffles on the waistband and the bottom of the shorts, they looked identical to the Sonics uniforms.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a Sonics, it's
It's not even
basically
the
a
Sonics.
penny with
Yeah, it's not even
Sonics
the Sonics.
printed on the front, and they
It's a
say
green team.
And I
Yeah.
will say that, travel ball, AAU in every sport has probably taken away a lot from different communities.
Yep.
I think it has hurt youth leagues and rec leagues a lot.
Like Scott County, big
Yeah.
county, right?
Yeah.
I work in Scott County. One of the guys I work with said that they had to cut 3 coaches from Scott County Little League because they lost that many kids to travel ball. They're not doing league anymore. They're doing travel ball.
Times have definitely changed. I get that. This started getting real big when I was 11 or 12. But I just still think there's more that we can offer. But people are like, well, why don't you help? I don't know the solution, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah.
Yep.
But don't make me provide 3 proofs of residency that I live here and I've lived here all my life. One, cut the hoops out. If anybody wants to come, let them come. They want to come from Clark County to play over here. Buddy, come on over, play.
Well, I mean, you don't have to prove residency of Clark County to play over
No.
there, right?
Because here's how it started. So my younger son, he's more football oriented.
Right.
And here he had to wait till kindergarten to start playing. Well, then my wife saw on Facebook they have Clark County Youth Athletics. You can start playing at age 3. So I messaged him on Facebook. I was like, "Hey, is this just for Clark County kids or what? My boy's 3. He wants to play. What's going on here?" And they're like, "Oh no, you can come. We don't care." And I get there and it's like kids from Lexington, kids from Clark here.
And it doesn't mean you hate Montgomery County.
Right. I'm just going with whatever's best for my kids.
Now,
What's available?
What's available?
We do
right.
not have that available
Right.
here, right?
and I guess what people could, I guess one of the things was, I guess where they're under the Little League umbrella now, that's the Little League rules. It
But-
could be. I don't know if that's true, but
So here's the Little League rule. If there is a, like Bath County, for instance,
Yeah.
is it technically a Little League?
Mm.
Okay, so the Little League rule is you can come play in Montgomery County as long as there is no other Little League in your district. So, like, if you were at Bath and there's a Little League, you got to play at Bath if that's where your kids go to school.
Have they switched here from Cal Ripken to Little League?
Yeah, I think that's part of what Gateway's doing.
But I wish them nothing but the best, and that may be the rules for Little League where you have to. They may say you have to provide all the proof residency so they can check that
Right.
stuff. Okay, if that's the rule, I'll give it to you. But it makes me think on the outside looking in because I don't know the rules, so I'm not gonna claim I do. But for my 7 and 6-year-old daughters trying to play softball, that I got to do that. I don't have time to track down everything for you to do. I just want my kids to get out and socialize and have some fun.
Right.
Now, if we're getting up here in the 12 to 15-year-old range and things are really, really getting competitive, you think you have it? Okay. But not for my 7-year-old daughter or 6-year-old daughter who wants to play softball.
But at 12, 15, chances of playing league are slim. You're playing travel ball at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if that's the rule, then I'm sorry that I misinterpreted it. I just didn't like it because I'm from here. I should have to jump through hoops for my kids to be a part of this community that I played my whole life in.
Right, I agree.
Well, and if
I
you're
agree.
jumping through those hoops, then you should be putting a product on the field that's going to take you to, like the Little League World Series or something where that's actually your proof of residence is actually going to matter.
So,
If you're just playing
And if
other
that's
teams around here and you're never going to make it out of here, your 3 proofs of residence don't mean anything.
if that's the aspirations, you got to have big goals. I get it. But realistically, right now, let's get all these kids in the community involved, and then let's build towards that. But unless you have kids that are engaged and want to do it, you're never going to get there.
So what you just said about the Little League World Series, I was told from a pretty good source that Parks and Rec, the reason they went away from Little League here was because, and I'm quoting this, well, we was never going to beat those Lexington, Scott County schools to get to a Little League World Series anyway, so why are we in Little League? Like, what kind of attitude is that? What are you doing?
Yeah, we have
We're not
we
playing
have
for third
one of
place.
the best baseball teams
Right, in the
in the
state.
region.
Yeah.
You know,
We're always, we won 6 straight district championships
5.
in baseball?
5 going
Right,
for
this
6.
is-
I'm going to go back
Going for
farther.
6.
I'm going to brag on my high school team. When I was a senior, Bailey Warner's dad, Brad Warner, I don't know if y'all,
Yeah, I know, Brad.
lefty, stud. We beat every Lexington school except Henry Clay, Dunbar, Creek, Station, Catholic, Northern, whatever this Catholic schools in Northern. We beat them all except Henry Clay. We have the athletes to compete, but with the we're not.
It's all the mindset. That's it.
You might not beat them at this age, but you grow.
We obviously don't have the right people in place.
And I'm not saying I'm the right person. Don't misquote that.
Mark Collier running for Parks and Rec board.
No, because this is going to get out that Mark Carter thinks he's better than everybody. He'll never get a job here. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying let's just do what's best for everybody.
I agree.
And let's not hate Mark because he's a Robbie Green fan. That's all I'm saying to begin with. And then we went down this rabbit hole.
I forgot that's where we even
See,
started.
now we brought it full circle. We're back to
Right, I forgot. I
We're
even
back to
forgot.
eight.
that's
And
where
on
we
that
started.
note, no. So, hey, before we wrap up, don't forget, out there on the socials, on our page, you can go sign up for the March Madness. It's on the ESPN app. It's free, no password. We'll probably give some sort of a prize away for that. Last year, the winner got entry into our fantasy football
Listener League.
the listener league. So, and we can do that again. So, but anyways, Coach, it was awesome having you back on tonight. This was fun.
You think Coach gets a little passionate about some things?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
But
Chase is waking up over there.
it's all silly stuff to me.
And I promise I'm on the same page you are.
Like if the kids have a better chance to go somewhere else, let them go. If not, but let's make them here where you actually have a.
Yep.
Let's make something here where they make them have a second thought.
Yeah.
Here's what I always say. Any situation, I don't care who it is. I will never blame a parent for doing what they think is best for their kid or a kid doing what they think is best for them. You can't blame them.
And if Montgomery County tomorrow got 5 kids in and they're going to win the state next year in any sport, Mark Collier's going to be right there rooting them on. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. It's the new era of ball. And kids, success breeds success. Winning breeds winning. You have facilities. You build it, they'll come. And that's what's been proven. Not just in Clark County, but here too. Because remember, they built the gym. Happy came in. Next couple, there's been kids that come in here, and it's okay. You know what I mean? But we can't forget about the hometown kids. We got to integrate everybody. Okay, we got a couple kids come in, that's fine, but we're going to build these kids in with these kids, and we're going to explode.
Right.
I don't have the answers how to do that, but it's okay. We can work together.
Yep. No, I agree.
Passion seems like aggression to people who are unmotivated. Is that what they said, or whatever? Just passionate about some things, man.
You're right.
I love it.
And like I get off your chest, and what better place to do it on a live radio show where everybody's out there to see.
But here's the thing, though. We started this at 5:30. We're 2 hours in. Chances of people even still watching at this point, this is going to slide under the cracks.
I don't know, but there's probably going to be somebody.
We're still at 5.
Probably going to see somebody
I
out
got passionate
there.
again.
Somebody's going to be out there at court days and be like, I've seen what you said about Clark County. I disagree about that. And you know what? That's okay. You still
You
be
just
friends.
look at them and say, it's good radio.
It's good radio.
Good
that's okay.
podcasting.
We can still be friends.
Like I tell these guys all the time, like if I'm not here and I'm listening to a Saturday show, I'll text them all day Saturday, like, I don't agree with this. And then I'll text my reasons why I didn't agree. I'm like, crap, I should have just been there probably.
The funny thing about it is he never said anything about them eating all of his fudge rounds that I brought him last week.
They're fudge rounds.
I've offered him 3 of them. He won't eat them.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for everybody that tuned in and stuck with us tonight. This was fun. Like I said, sign up for the bracket challenge. And then Thursday, our cartoon characters brackets will start on Facebook. So let's get that going. And we'll catch you guys on Tuesday night when we've got Coach Dustin High here at 6 o'clock live with some players. And then, we'll record our regular show at 7. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you next time.
Splat.